I'm going to spend the next 100 days in my hardcore forever world getting the perfect pickaxe, turning an ugly river into the most beautiful river ever, creating a huge mountainous waterfall, and of course building up a bustling medieval marketplace. So whether you're eating, getting ready for bed, or just looking for some Minecraft entertainment, sit back, relax, and enjoy the movie. I'm going to turn this pickaxe into the most overpowered pickaxe ever created in Minecraft Survival. Now, the very first thing we need to do is get our hands on some Netherite, which I've never actually gotten before. So let's do our best to get that done without dying. So I have a bunch of shulker boxes and a bunch of cherry logs in our inventory. What I need to do is go to our sheep farm and grab ourselves a bunch of wool. Actually, now that I think about it, we don't actually need to make the beds right away. So instead, I'm going to grab, of course, the iron that we smelted before to make some shears. And I've got a crafting table in here. So I'm going to put the cherry logs in there and we're going to come over to our sheep farm. I'll craft up 6 shears and get every single piece of wool that I can. And to get through every single one of these sheep colors, I didn't even go through 2 pairs of shears, which is surprising for me. But we did get all of this wool, which is going to be so much, to make a bunch of cheap sheep TNT. So I guess I'll chuck the rest of the shears in here for now, and we might as well start making our way over to the nether, which I absolutely hate. I do not like being in the nether. Gonna make sure to grab some food before we go, just to make sure we have enough. And I'm gonna drop all of these extra shulker boxes off, except for 2. I'll keep 2 on me just in case I need them. But it does look like we have everything that we need. So let's head into the nether. Now our spot for the nether is pretty dreadful, I'm not gonna lie. This place is possibly the worst place to spawn. I mean, just look at this. We're on a tree suspended right above a massive lava lake, which is certainly not the best for us. But allegedly, I do need to get myself down to Y16. So I think the best thing to do is to come over to this area here and create some kind of mine entrance heading down to Y16. So I think we're just going to make it 3 blocks wide and hopefully... Okay, this is not what I had in mind. We're going to have to make it in a different spot. Let's move back a little bit. Maybe here. Just make ourselves a nice staircase just so we know exactly how to get back. Our nether portal is right over there. I had no idea that there were clumps of magma blocks down here. That's really cool. I might collect some of these. I don't exactly know why, but they could become kind of useful in the future. So we're almost down to Y16, which is where we're going to be able to find some ancient debris. Now I do know I need ancient debris and I need gold to make netherite, but that's pretty much all I know about it. But now we're at Y16, so we're just going to quickly dig out a little room here. Oh, we got some gold. Might as well collect the gold as well, because I'm pretty sure we're going to need it. And I guess we'll just dig in a straight line. I'll make sure to have some netherrack in my offhand, just in case I need to place it in some lava. Like I said, this is the first time I've ever done this, so I don't know what I'm looking out for or how to make sure I don't die, but I'm going to do my best. Oh, just like that. Okay, I guess we'll stop there. Now, I'll quickly make up a little spot so we can make up our beds. I guess we'll start with the white wool. So I just place the bed, then the netherrack, and I try and sleep. Let's put my extra armor on. Okay, that works. I guess. Did I blow up my crafting bench? I think I blew up my crafting bench. I have no idea where it went. Oh my days. Am I already messing this up, guys? I'm just going to clear up a bunch of space in the inventory just to make sure we can collect some more. I probably should have brought some more shulker boxes now that I think about it. Oh man, I don't like being on fire. This is not going well for me. So I guess I'll just keep doing this until we reach the end of the tunnel that we created. This seems pretty easy, but I'm worried that lava is going to happen right above us and I'm not going to be prepared for it. Just like that. Oh my days. Oh my days. I really don't want to die doing this, guys. This is not fun. I feel like I probably should have tried to make up some like fire protection potions. I feel like that would make a lot of sense. But it's okay. We're almost at the entrance, which means we're almost done. Oh my days, I'm so happy. And the last one, boom. There we go. So now, oh, I can already see ancient debris. Beautiful. Now I'm just going to dig all the way through and try and kind of stop all the lava and just block it off to make sure we're going to be okay to explore this thing. I really do not want to get set on fire or land in any lava. That already happened once and yeah, it was a little bit scary, not gonna lie. After 500 days in this world, imagine dying in the nether. It's like I knew that was going to happen. It is certainly not the way I want to go. And there we go. We're all the way at the end. Now let's go back all the way to the start and see how much netherite, or I guess ancient debris, that we've found. I've only seen 2 pieces so far. So hopefully when we put out the flames and have a better look, we can find a little bit more. So let's see what we got. Look at that. We got the achievement, hidden in the depths. So that is definitely our first piece of ancient debris. But honestly, it doesn't really look like there's much anywhere. Like, I don't even know if it can be set on fire. So I don't know if I should be wasting my time putting all these flames out. But I feel like that makes the most amount of sense. This blackstone is confusing me because I keep seeing it thinking it's ancient debris. Oop, there's some right here. Let's make sure we get that. Okay, and there was flames on that. So I do need to make sure I put out the fires to make sure we get every single piece. And of course, dig around the ancient debris to make sure we find all pieces. I think they can go up to 3 in one vein, but I don't know. I'm not sure. I'll make sure to collect up this gold too, just because, I mean, we need it. I'll also do the quartz, okay, because I love using quartz and it's good to have on hand. Man, I'm finding so much ancient debris under the flames. So 100% need to make sure I always look under the flames because I would have missed a bunch of it. This is a little bit exciting. I've never done this in Minecraft, so it's very new to me. So I'm having a lot of fun. Even though I'm absolutely petrified that I'm going to die, I try my best to stay kind of safe, but I guess sometimes you got to do those risks, you know what I mean? Got to risk it for the biscuit. Hey, there's ancient debris under here. How did I not see that? What on earth? I would have had to build over that. That's crazy. I just need to make sure that I take my time. You know, don't make any silly mistakes. Just make calculated risk, I guess. Obviously, there's always a chance that we're going to mess up, but I'll try and do this as safe as possible. And I'm sure we'll be able to get through it as long as I don't have a brain fart moment or get squashed by gravel. On my days. If I drop ancient debris in fire, is it going to burn? I don't really want to find out. That's probably something I want to try and make sure I don't do, because if it does, then that sucks. We're currently sitting on 9, so we're doing pretty well. I don't actually know how many beds we used, but it was quite a few. So I guess this stuff isn't super easy to come by, and I don't actually know how many netherite ingots 9 ancient debris is. I know it's definitely not 1 for 1. I think it's like 3 or 4, maybe even 5. I don't know. But we're at the end now, and yep, we got 9. So I guess that's not too bad. I mean, we didn't go super far, but I guess let's chuck that into our shulker just so we can very easily keep track of what we got. But let's grab another color. Guess we'll go gray and we'll make a bunch of beds, and that should be enough for now. So I'm going to do that entire thing once again, but this time in a montage. So hopefully it looks cool. We'll find out. Okay, I don't know what is going on here. There seems to be just lava everywhere. I think this might be like some kind of lava pool. So I feel like it's probably something I should avoid, right? Like I should turn here. So I'm going to turn because I don't want to deal with that. That seems super annoying. Not going to lie. Oh my God, there's another one. What on earth? I'm going to have to explode this so I can see a little bit better what's going on here. Oh yeah, that is a lot of lava. That is, yeah, I don't know what to do here. Maybe I'll go this way. Seems to be the exact same thing. So what on earth do we do here? Oh my days. I guess I'm just going to blow up the kind of line that we've got now and see what I can do. For that time, we only got 6 ancient debris. We got a bunch of nether quartz and some nether gold, but yeah, I found out it's 4 ancient debris per 1 netherite ingot. So I think we've just got under 4, almost 4 full netherite ingots. But I'm going to keep going until I have either no cherry logs left or no wool left. So I'm pretty much going to go through this entire box here and just run a massive montage of me collecting every single ore that we find. I don't know how long this is going to take, but hopefully I don't die. Enjoy the montage, hopefully without a death message at the end. I've gotten 39 ancient debris, a bunch of nether gold ore, and a ton of nether quartz ore. I still have a whole heap of wool left, but I don't really see any point of going anymore. And if I show you, I was just getting run by lava every single time. So I kind of got a bit over it, I'm not gonna lie. I have to be honest, this is extremely boring now. And we have more than enough ancient debris, so I think it's time to head back. I don't even really know what I'm going to need all this ancient debris for. I don't really want to fight that guy. I'm getting out of here. But I think we're good. We literally only need 4 to get this pickaxe done, so I don't even know why I was going to go so much. So let's get the hell out of here before we die. Might as well take this gold ore on the way out. Oh my days. I do not want to fight them right now. I'm not going to lie. I've had way too many close encounters with those fellas. And I think I'm just going to head back to my base. But overall, I think that's pretty successful. We got a ton of ancient debris. And now you guys can stop saying in the comments for me to get netherite. Because I got it. But I'm not going to be putting it on my armor. Just my pickaxe. And now that we have that sorted, it's time to go ahead and get that stuff smelted up. So I'll just chuck it into this furnace here and have it smelting while we work on the next step. Now I do have to quickly empty all of these shulkers real quick. I guess it's a good thing that we have all of this wool now. I mean, there's a bunch of random colors, but you know, it's better than nothing for now. We can always dye it if we need. I think blackstone could be very useful for building especially. It's a block I've never really built with, so I think it's something I want to try. And we got a bunch of nether quartz and of course nether gold ore. So for now, I'm just going to put the nether quartz ore in the nether quartz chest and the gold ore in the gold chest. Now I am going to grab all of these shulkers because I have a feeling I'm going to need them all. Actually, maybe I'll grab a little less. We'll grab that many. And I'll grab the pickaxe that we're going to be upgrading, the fortune pick. And while our ancient debris is smelting up, I'm going to farm every single farm that we have in this world. And as you can see, there is a lot of farming to be done. Not only do we have all of these crops here, all the ones down here, all of the crops in the farming village, but most recently all of the crops over here, which the wheat hasn't even fully grown yet, but I'm sure once we start harvesting all up here, it'll grow. So I'm not going to bore you with all of that. I'm just going to farm it up and see how much we get. And I'll see you back at the base when we're ready to start getting the emeralds. And I'm so excited because I have no idea how many emeralds we're going to get from a full harvest. So I'm going to get harvesting right away.
A few moments later.
And the farming is finally done, and I was absolutely surprised with how much stuff we got. I had to do so many trips and empty all my shulkers into all of these chests, and most of them are completely full. And I counted how much of everything we've got so we can do a proper analysis on how much time it takes to get each emerald. So to start off with, it took 1 hour, 29 minutes and 16 seconds to farm every single one of these crops. And I started with this one here, and it's slowly getting back to being ready to go again, and worked my way all the way down to the bottom here, and it filled up every single one of my shulkers. So I emptied it into those chests, then made my way down here where I completed all of these farms, as you can see, even down here, all the way to the farming village over here, and then of course over to this huge area here. Now keep in mind, this area wasn't 100% grown. I think it was probably about 90, maybe even 80% grown, so we didn't get a full harvest, but we got a majority of the harvest from over there anyway. But now is the exciting part. Let's find out how many emeralds we get. So I have the numbers in a notepad ready to go. Let me go ahead and sell all of the crops to some villagers, get the emeralds done, and then we can have a look at what our most profitable crops are and how many emeralds we get from an entire harvest. I'm so excited to see how much this is. And after a while, I've finally sold it all. And we went from level 30 to level 57, so that is insane already. And I've stored everything in this chest here. These are how many emeralds we got for each product. So for melon, we got 69 emeralds. For pumpkin, we got 88. For beetroot, we got 90. For wheat, we got 323. For potatoes, we got 450. And most of all, for carrots, we got 768. On the screen right now, I have every crop listed and how many of each we got, which you can see is quite a lot for the carrots, 16,000 on my days. But in total, we got 1,788 emeralds from an entire harvest, which works out to be just under 1,200 emeralds per hour, which honestly I don't think is too bad at all, considering we don't use any auto farms in this world. So now it's time to get this pickaxe absolutely maxed. But before that, I am going to need to get some better villagers because these guys are charging me an absolute arm and a leg. 64 emeralds for an efficiency 4 book and 64 for a fortune 2. That's not going to cut it for me. Now fortunately, I have a bunch of fellas ready to go. I'm just going to get 2 of them and hope that I can get myself an efficiency 4 or 5, hopefully a 5, and a fortune 2 or 3 villager that isn't charging me an arm and a leg, because that'll go through every single one of our emeralds very fast. And to get high level enchants, we need a ton of them. So let me go ahead and do that. So ladies and gentlemen, as you saw, we got efficiency 5, which is absolutely amazing. And we got fortune 2 and fortune 1. Now, I wasn't sure if we were going to get fortune 2 or 3 and it was taking so long. So I made sure to save that first one and then just use the next villager another couple times to see if we could get anything higher. And we did. We got the fortune 2. And for cheaper, this is technically 16 emeralds for fortune 1. This is 13 because I accidentally hit him in the face. To get the efficiency 5 and the fortune 2 took literally like 35 minutes or something. It was insane. But now we've got it, which is fantastic. So before we go ahead and start getting the enchantments done, the netherite scraps are ready to go. So let's grab some gold and finally make our very first netherite ingot. Oh my days. Look at that. Okay, we got 5. I can make a couple more, just need a bit more gold. There we go. 9 netherite ingots, enough to make 1 block, which I don't actually have enough of because I need to use 1 for the pickaxe. But for now, I'm just going to put these in the same chest as the diamonds, and I'll actually just keep 1 on me for now because that's all we need. Now, what do I need to turn the pickaxe into netherite? Let me go find out. I need a netherite template, or a netherite upgrade template. So I'm definitely going to need some golden armor. I'll bring some boots and a helmet. I don't know exactly what I need, but I'm going to bring it just in case. I need to get some more fireworks and of course my chestplate because I don't want to make any risks. Now, just because I'm extra scared, I'm going to bring my bow because I'm sure there's going to be a situation where I'm probably almost going to die and I'm going to need that. Now, we do have infinity on that, so I don't need to bring too many arrows, and I need to find more fireworks. I don't know where they've all gone. I got some paper and I'm sure I've got gunpowder over here. Yep, so I'll just make up some more. I don't usually carry a shield with me. Do I even have one? I do. Let's just bring a shield just in case because I really don't want to make any risk. I really want to make sure we don't die because this is important. And if we're going through bastions, you know, that's where trouble is going to be. So I'll make a quick note of the coordinates to our portal and then we'll be on our way. I think we might we'll go this way because I know I've gone over that way before and there wasn't a bastion. So let's fly through and see if we can find a bastion. Hot tourist destinations. I don't know what that means, but we apparently got an achievement. How beautiful. Now I'm hoping a bastion's not going to be too far away. Is this a bastion? Nope, that's definitely not. Oh my days. Obviously, I don't spend much time in the nether, alright? Don't judge me. Is this one? Yes, this is one over here. Okay, so if we equip our gold armor, we should be okay and not die from these guys. I'm going to keep my feather falling on just in case because I feel like we could definitely fall from up here. He's okay with us, right? Okay, he's good. He's cool. He's chill. Okay. Oh my days. Why is he attacking me? I got armor on. I got gold on. That was pretty mean. That just gave me a literal heart attack. Oh, now we got a ghast on us too. Come on. I do not like this, guys. I do not like this at all. My heart is racing 170,000 beats a minute. I do not like that at all. So I think the guys with the black, maybe they're just mean. They're just mean guys. But thankfully it's all open, so I'm just going to snipe them. Good idea bringing the bow. Very fantastic, Mr. Jozza. He did so much damage to me. That was insane. Hey, Mr. Man. Get out of here, bro. I'm curious, do these guys respawn? I hope not, because that would kind of make this whole thing pretty pointless, me just sniping them. And I don't have any blocks, which is even more dangerous. Like, I need to be able to build. Yeah, I'm literally just going to be sniping these guys. I don't even care. Call me a chicken. Call me a pig. I don't care. Whatever you call me, just don't call me silly. Because I ain't jumping down there, mate. I ain't going to do it. I've had too many situations where I've almost been a victim of assault from these guys. Look at this place. This place is epic. I'm just going to snipe them all because I really can't be bothered dying, you know, after all these days. I'll take the gold, though. I don't think there's any chests up here. It doesn't look like it. I know there's definitely some in the middle, right? At the bottom. All right, let's head down a bit more. Guys, I'm scared for my life right now. Oh, look at all that gold in the middle. Oh my days. There's so much. I'm telling you guys, I'm taking absolutely no risks at all. I've never done this before and it's already scaring me. These guys, that guy literally would have two-shot killed me. I'm so lucky I was on the edge and I could just jump off with my elytra. And thankfully I didn't change and take my elytra off because that would have been so bad. I got very lucky there. Okay, I'm almost at the bottom. Oh, here they all are. I think that's all of them. I'm pretty sure. Let's break this spawner. Is there one over here as well? No. Oh, I see another fella. Told you, no risks. Where's the chest? Oh, there it is. Oh my god, that's it, right? Yes, it is. Oh, that is so good. Oh, and an enchanted golden apple. Some iron, ancient debris. Okay. Okay. I don't know what the chance is to get it on the first go, but hey, I'm not going to complain because that means we can get the hell out of here. I'm not going to waste any time. I'm out of here, mate. See you later. Okay. Now, which way is base? I'm pretty sure it's towards 0, right? So it should be around this way. Oh, there's a little hole. And we made it straight through. Beautiful, mate. Okay, this looks familiar. This looks very familiar. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I think we're in a cave. Oh, okay. No, we're all good. We're all good. Oh, and there's our portal right there. Beautiful. Beautiful, mate. So let's head all the way back. Now, if I remember correctly, you use diamonds to duplicate these things. So let me find some diamonds. Let me drop off that extra helmet we found. Aqua Infinity. That's fine. Already got it, mate. Okay, we need netherrack as well, which I'm sure we are not going to have to worry about. But gee, it is a lot of diamonds. Oh my goodness. Okay, we got ourselves 7. I don't think we will need more than that. So we'll chuck our diamond back. Throw the enchanted apple with the other apples, the normal apples. Chuck in the gold. And oh my days, guys, we are so close. Now, I just need to make one of these bad boys. And I guess I'll chuck it in the corner here. And we'll go boom, boom, boom. Netherite pickaxe. Oh my goodness. Have a look at that. Our first netherite tool. Okay, so that is phase 1 complete. Now we have the hard part. Getting the enchants absolutely maxed. So maybe making this netherite first was a bad idea because it might cost more on the anvil. I'm not sure. Now we already have a fortune 4 book ready. So that'll make us fortune 5. We just empty the inventory a little bit. Okay, so this will make fortune 5. In order to make fortune 6, we're going to need another 2 fortune 4. So let's grab up some emeralds. Man, we are going to need XP out the wazoo. I feel like XP is going to be our biggest limiting factor. And books. Where the hell are my books? Well, I will need the iron. I'll keep that on me. And I'll start making up some fortune 2 books. So that's another fortune 3. That's fortune 4. So 4 fortune 2s make 1 fortune 4. So we need another 3. So these 2 make fortune 5. These 2 make fortune 4. And then together we'll make fortune 5 again. So hopefully I'm going to have enough XP to do this. Because otherwise it's going to get extremely complicated. Now I do not have enough iron. I need to smelt up some more so I can make an anvil, and 1 more iron and we'll have an anvil. Finally. Hopefully it'll last long enough. I don't think it's going to last very long though, because we need to do so much. And boom. No point putting it over there because I don't think we're going to only need 1. We're going to need a lot more. But if we put these together, that makes 3. Oh my days, 6 levels. Come on. Oh, we're going to go through these levels so fast. 10 levels to make it fortune 4. Oh my god. 16 for fortune 5. What the hell? How much for this? Oh my god. I'm going to need hundreds of levels for this. Oh my days. Oh no. Okay. Okay. So hang on. So we have fortune 6. We just need the XP. If I want to make fortune 7, I mean, it's 6 levels to go to 3. So that's going to be like 200 levels or something total to make it fortune 7. Oh my days. Okay, let's do the efficiency. I need efficiency 9. So we need 3 more levels on this. This is going to be insane. Oh my days. I don't even want to imagine how much XP this will take. So that'll make efficiency 6, which will turn this to efficiency 7. How many levels? Okay, it's only 6. That's okay. But that's going to be 23. Oh my goodness gracious me. But we'll have fortune 7. I'm going to need to do some quick math. Oh my days. Give me a second. Okay, so according to my calculations, I need 12 efficiency 5 books, which should be doable. So that's 6. Oh my goodness, we are burning through these emeralds. Let me grab some more. Okay, so these should all combine together, plus all of this, to make efficiency 9. If I wanted to make efficiency 10, I'd need double this, right? I would need 24. I hope my math is right, because if not, that's very sad. So that's another efficiency 6. We need to do that for all of these. But in order to do that, I'm going to need so many more levels. Let's take all this to the end. Let's bring some coal and a furnace and a bunch of leaves. Where are my water buckets? I have iron in here. I didn't even notice that. That's fine. I'll just make some more water buckets like that. So I'm going to bring this. Let's grab up some water from here. Boom, boom. And I don't know how much anvil we're going to need. And I don't think 1 is going to cut it. So I need to go over here and grab a little bit of iron before we head over. That's what the furnace is for, because I want to be making sure we do it all over there. Now, it doesn't look like there's much iron over here. Let me get this shield out of the way. It's annoying me. Okay, here's the iron here. Let's grab some of this. Okay, that should be enough, I think. Actually, I'll just grab a little bit more because I'm not sure. I'm completely unaware of how much iron I actually need. And there seems to be a bunch over on this side of the mountain, which is fantastic for us. Okay, I'm gonna have to hold the shield because I'm completely full. Okay, let's head to the end now. That should be more than enough. We have so much stuff and most of it is books. Man, I hope I have my sword in my shulker box. Otherwise, that's gonna be super annoying. So let's go in here. I'm not gonna bother digging this down like I usually do. Man, it's getting so much easier to come down here though because the hole's getting so much bigger. It's so good. I'm so excited to change all this. But it's time to finally work on this end farm a little bit more. It's got nothing here except just the EXP part. So it's time to finally add on to that. Now let's quickly make an infinite water source. And I need to waterlog every single one of these leaves. This will stop the Enderman from teleporting here and kind of give us just an area to work on. Honestly, I think this should be enough. So let's make a little wall and I'll remove this, move it over to the other side. And there we go. Now this area is a-okay to work in. So I'm going to add in a furnace right here with a waterlogged leaf on top because I'm not sure if they can teleport to this. I don't want to make any chances. And I'll just place the anvil right next to it and just start smelting up some iron. Now it's time to grind some XP just to get all of these books together. So let's get to work. Now, because the higher the level you are, the more XP required to go up a level. So because these require not much XP at all, it's better to just get a couple levels and enchant them and combine them and then grind up the extra XP because this one will be 9 levels. But the first one is only 6. So instead of going up to level 50 and requiring so much more XP, we can just get a couple and do a few at a time. So I'm going to do that. And hopefully it looks good in a time lapse. I did that for the villagers and I thought it looked okay when I was trying to get the right trades for that. But yeah, enjoy. So I have them all done. We've got efficiency silks book, which will make this a 7, then another 7 to make it 8, and then another 8 to make it 9. Then we've got the 4 to make this 5, and then we've got another 5 to make it 6. So this is where it's going to get extremely expensive. It's going to be 23 levels just to make it 7. Then it's going to be 25 to make it fortune 5. And that is if it doesn't even increase anymore. So this is going to take a minute. Oh my days. Okay, so we got an issue. Enderman can spawn out here, but I guess there's not a huge issue because they won't unless I'm using the farm. But anyway, I've noticed something. So obviously I enchanted this up to fortune 5. Have a look at this. Oh my days. Oh my days. 50 levels. Come on. What's that? If I do 6, it's 39. Okay, I thought it was 35. My bad. I need a couple more levels. Give me a second. Okay, like I was saying, I want to do a quick test. Obviously, to make this fortune 6, it's going to require 50 levels. But if I make it efficiency 7 first, it's 39 levels. But if I take that and try and make it fortune 6, then 82 levels. What the hell? Oh no, this is gonna take a lot longer than I thought. 74 levels? What the heck? Oh my days. And I don't have mending on my sword, and because it has knockback, I can't actually get this farm working properly. So because of how much XP I'm gonna require, I think I need to go back and make a new sword with only mending. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get a little bit more XP because I'm going to require it. That should be fine. So now I need to head back and I need to get a little bit more prepared because this is a lot more expensive than I thought it was going to be. Oh my days. I am tracking how long it's taking to do the XP. Oh my days. I've done this again. We are thousands of blocks away from our base. Obviously, I didn't change my bed again. So now I've got to fly back. And I know it's pretty much directly in this direction for about 6,000 blocks just to make things even worse. Oh my days. I'll see you guys in 10 minutes. And here is the beautiful mountain that we have harvested all that iron for. Finally, we're almost back. By the way, we're sitting on day 513. We started this at day 498. We weren't exactly at day 500, but we were very close. So this has taken a whole lot longer than I thought it was going to take. This is nuts. All right, so I'm back at my base. Let me go ahead and make that diamond sword. Then I need to get a mending book just in here. 18 emeralds. That's a bloody good deal, mate. Thank you. I also need to grab an armor stand. I don't actually know if I have any. I should in here somewhere. Yes, I do. Beautiful. I need to make sure I set the spawn point so when I leave the end next time we actually come back to our base, because I don't want to do that flight again. That was extremely inconvenient. Boom, boom. And let me also grab some extra food because we were running pretty quick through that steak. Please have some in here. Oh no. Guess that means I'm gonna have to take some of my friends away. Okay, that should be enough. The good thing is I can smelt that up in the end. All right, so let's head back and try that again. So thankfully it's only 2 levels of XP to put mending on that. Now if I put the armor stand in here, I have to remove this temporarily. Wait, how do I do this? No, I don't have to. Okay, so I do that. Then I look at the Enderman. Now, if I attack them, it should do sweeping damage to them all. And because I had the knockback previously, that wasn't actually working. So maybe this farm will work a lot more efficiently. So if I remember correctly, I need 75 levels or 72 or something. I'm going to get 80 just in case. But yeah, that's probably going to take a while. So I'll see you guys in a second. Okay, I didn't mean to go over level 80, but obviously there is a lot of XP just... Oh my days, hold on a second. There's a lot of XP just waiting to come into me, and I didn't realize there was that much. So we're a little bit over level 81. So I guess I just got to wait for all this XP to come into me. Oh my days, I had no idea there was this much. It really doesn't look like that much, to be honest. You know what? I'm just going to start enchanting. So obviously I wasn't sure. I forgot what level it was, so I went to 80 instead. But 74 levels. Now, if I have a look at how many we need for this, it's 82 right now. Now, I'm curious how many it's going to go to once I do this. So, boom, boom, 146. What the? Oh, man. This one's 143, so it's not that much better. But then we get efficiency 9, so this one's definitely important. Man, I'm worried that once I get this, once I try and get it up to fortune 6, that's going to be like 200 levels. Oh, no. Oh man. Oh man. It took 16 minutes. I just looked at my thing. 16 minutes for us to get enough levels to take it up there. So that means 138 levels in total just to get ourselves up to efficiency 8 and fortune 5. So 3 upgrades, I think that is. And the next upgrade is more than that. Oh no, this is going to be so horrible. Man, I don't know how long I'm going to be clicking for, but I'm probably going to end up watching a movie while I just sit here and click aimlessly. You've got to do a lot of stretches in between because, man, this is definitely not healthy. Anyway... Okay, how many levels again? I need to make sure I remember. 143. Oh my god, that is ridiculous. Oh no. So in total already, if we don't even take into account the increase it's going to be, there's going to be another 300 levels that I need to get alone just to get this up to efficiency 9, fortune 6. I'm not going to lie, I'm probably not going to go any higher than that. That's probably going to be it. I'll have to find out. Anyway, I'll see you guys in, well, it's going to be half an hour for me, but probably a second for you guys. We're on day 518 now, so it has been a few days, as you can tell. So far, we've spent just under 2 hours grinding XP for this pickaxe. And that last 143 levels was the majority of the time. That took an hour and 10 minutes or something around that. But now we have efficiency 9, which is super important because now that means we can instant break deep slate, which is a fantastic thing to have, especially when we want to go ahead and change that end portal entrance and make something super epic. But now the grand reveal, how much XP do we need? What the 274? Excuse me. What? Oh my days. This is going to take like 4 or 5 hours, I think. I don't even know if this is possible. Hold on, let me do some quick calculations. So to get level 143, you need 71,000 XP, or 70,978. To get to level 274, you need 359,000 experience. That means it would take 5 times as long as it took me to get 143, which would mean 5 hours and 50 minutes of clicking, which there's no way I'm going to do that. What the hell? So I think fortune 5 is going to have to be enough because fortune 6 honestly just seems a little bit impossible. I'm not going to lie, that is mental. There is no way on God's green earth I'm going to be doing that. That's crazy. But we got efficiency 9, which is definitely the most important. So let's collect this anvil and collect this and head back so we can give this pickaxe a bit of a test. I mean, fortune 5 is definitely sufficient. I'm happy with that. At the end of the day, if I really want to get a higher level fortune, I'll just create a pickaxe with literally only fortune. And I think that will be the best, but I have a better plan to do it next time. Obviously, I was combining them onto the pickaxe. I'll just combine the fortune books together to make the highest possible level and then chuck that onto a pickaxe by itself. So I guess the final thing to do is test out this pickaxe. And we didn't even go through a single anvil, so that was very surprising. But look at that, efficiency 9, fortune 5. That looks so good. And it's so weird having absolutely no XP. It's very rare that we have literally none. Like literally just one single bar, that's it. That's crazy. So of course I'm going to test this out over here where we're digging down right above the end portal. So let's dig out two wide on the side. Now, of course, the sandstone will be instant break, and we know the stone is also instant break as well. It was at efficiency 6, so of course it will be at efficiency 9 as well. But it's going to be interesting when we get down to the deep slate. Hopefully it works. Oh, and I wonder how much lapis we'll get. Oh, that instant breaks as well. That is amazing. It instant breaks regular ores. I don't think it will for the deep slate ores, but instant break-in regular ores is awesome. That's going to be so dope. The other good thing is, even though we didn't upgrade the unbreaking, we definitely got more durability, just simply because now it's netherite. And I'm pretty sure, let me just have a look. 2031 durability instead of 1561, which when you add unbreaking 5 to the equation, that is a huge increase. Probably a couple thousand blocks. And look at that, we instant break the iron. We definitely don't instant break the deep slate iron ore though, but that's okay. It does break pretty quick. And look at that, deep slate breaks instantly. Oh my days. That is exactly what we need. This is going to make building projects in the future, especially if we need to go below Y0, so much better. Oop. Okay, look at this. Oh my days, this is so beautiful. It's also going to make collecting deep slate for build projects a lot easier because we don't glitch with TNT or do any bad things or any auto farms at all. This is really going to make this series a lot more enjoyable because it does mean I can still collect resources manually. And we're definitely still at a disadvantage because we have no auto farms, but hey, this is still awesome. Just look how fast we're able to get this deep slate dug all the way down. This is exactly what you should be able to do at the end of a Minecraft world. End game content is important, and unfortunately, obviously, without the mods, it's not possible. When it should be. You should be able to... Oh my days, hold on a minute. I hate these fellas. You should be able to make super cool equipment with all the resources you're able to get at the higher level. And obviously, we're still only 500 days into this world, but now we're able to get super cool enchantments like this, and it still takes a ton of time. I mean, this took over 21 days, I think, in total to do this, which in terms of real life hours is 7 hours total. 7 hours to get this pickaxe from efficiency 6 to efficiency 9. So literally just 3 levels, and fortune 4 to fortune 5, 1 level. So to get 4 single levels on a pickaxe took 7 hours. But, you know, we can still go higher. We can make it even higher. But obviously you saw that would take 5 hours for the XP alone for 1 more level, which is something I'm not ready to do right now. But it is something in the future that we can go and do if we need to, which is why I like to have that mod installed, because it gives you something to do at the end of the game. Obviously, it's so easy to get regular vanilla max enchanted armor and tools and everything, you know, done. Probably in the first 100 days you could realistically do that if you focused on that, but like you saw today, getting just a simple pickaxe like this, even only a couple levels over natural, took so much more time. And to go even 1 more level is going to take more time than it took to get the other 4 levels in total. Like, that is insane. 5 hours just for the XP. What the hell, man? Come on. But hey, it gives you something to do, I guess, at the end of a world. So let's chuck all this stuff in here and keep our emeralds in here. You know what? I guess we'll just put this downstairs. Finally have some emeralds in our emerald chest again. For the first time ever, emeralds were definitely not the problem. Far from the problem, in fact. Like, we have so many left over. And yeah, we could literally get enough books to make this thing like max 10, efficiency 10, fortune 10. But the amount of XP that would require is something I don't even want to think about right now. That would literally require thousands of levels. Now that we have that pickaxe fully complete and ready to go, it's time to start working on this absolute monstrosity of a river. This thing is so ugly, so it's time to finally take care of it. So first of all, we need to fix the bridge. This bridge is very old and completely unfinished, and the world has changed a lot since I added the plans in for this bridge, and I think it's time to kind of reshape it to make it a little bit better. So first of all, I need to get my hands on a little bit more stone. Well, we have plenty of that here at the base. While I'm here, I'm going to grab up some more fireworks, and let's go back and reshape what we created a few 100 days ago now. We made that plan so long ago. Now, before I go deleting anything, I want to just shape up the new plan. So we're going to start from this block here, and we're going to head pretty much exactly diagonal to the other side. But every 6 blocks, we're going to go up 1 block to increase the elevation. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then pretty much up by 1, and then another 6 blocks, and we'll go up by 1, then we'll head a further 6 blocks, just like this. Now I'll do the exact same thing on the other side so we can meet up in the middle. Nothing I hate more than phantoms, all my days. Now, if I'd done my calculations correctly, this should meet up right in the middle. Oh no, we got a guy. Okay, he jumped down. That's fine. Oh, come on, man. See you later, buddy. And beautiful. Looks like it lines up perfectly. So if we have a look at that, you can see it adds a little bit more height. I felt like the other bridge definitely was not high enough, and I really didn't like the shape. It felt a little bit awkward. When I originally built this bridge, the other side had nothing over there. Oop. Oh my goodness. So it was kind of hard to envision exactly how I wanted this thing to look. But now that we have the new design, we can go ahead and remove everything else. Get out of here, buddy. Let's try not to look at that Enderman. I do not want to be fighting him right now. Man, there's Enderman everywhere. I don't know why there's so many Endermen in this world. It's low-key kind of annoying because they keep moving blocks around. So now we got to just fatten this boy up. So I'm thinking of having it 5 blocks wide, but I don't know if I should do it like this or if I should go like this. Let's just start with this and we'll see if we need to fatten it up a little bit. I'm thinking this should be okay. That looks pretty wide. And obviously it'll be a little bit wider once we add in the side parts as well. Yeah, I think that'll be good. Okay, so now I just got to continue that. So I just got to place 3 blocks like this on both sides, all the way down to the other end, and do the exact same thing coming the other way. And there we go. We have the bridge kind of mapped out now. So now along the edge, I'm going to just simply place in some stone bricks, just 1 block outside of everywhere we've pretty much gone already. Just fix up any bits that are a little bit off. Like that. Man, already this bridge is looking so much better than what it was. So I'll just place these stone bricks so we can kind of see exactly where the start of the bridge is. So this is exactly where it starts to make it even on the other side. And I'll do the same thing on this side, just so we have a bit of a better reference. So as you can see, this is the shape we're going to be going with. And I think I'm going to cut these in half because they're 6 blocks wide. I did that on purpose because I can cut it in half and turn it into slabs on half of it to make it a nicer kind of gradient or gradual slope up. I want to slightly reshape this side so it's roughly in the halfway point and then create the exact same kind of thing on this side. Just start the mountain so it starts looking a little bit better instead of just leading into nothing like it always has. So I'll just kind of get a rough idea. It's going to be tough because there's just water down there and it's coming tonight, so that's a little bit annoying, not gonna lie, but it is what it is. So I think I'm just going to jump down, take off my elytra, and kind of just build a rough guide for where I want the side of this mountain to be. I certainly think this will be nice because I'm going to cut this out a little bit more because obviously we're reshaping this entire river up to a certain point over there where we're going to be building something different. But I can't tell you what that is yet. That's for another video. But I do want to kind of start getting a rough idea of how this mountain's going to flow. Okay, so here we go. We've got something looking a little bit better now. Now I just got to add a little bit of randomness to it, just so it actually looks like a mountain. Okay, now we've got a rough shape of that mountain there. So it's much easier to kind of see how this is going to look on this side and then of course this side as well. So there's going to be mountains built up and I think it's going to start looking really, really good. Now I do want to get these slabs fixed so we can have it looking a little bit more smooth because right now it's very janky. But to do that, I'm going to need some more blocks. So let's make another... Okay, I took my elytra off. That's a bit embarrassing. Let's try that again. Let's make a stop back at the base. Man, I do need to fix this shovel, but after last episode getting that overpowered pickaxe, finally, I really don't want to spend any more time clicking on them Endermen. But I know for sure that I'm going to need to do that before we're able to finish this project fully, because there's going to be quite a lot of digging to do. But because we're going to be using a lot of stone, I'm just going to go ahead and get roughly 2 full shulker boxes of stone. And that should definitely be enough to at least get this started and looking pretty swell. This bridge already looks a lot better. I don't know what I was trying to go for with that circular looking thing. I try to make everything a lot harder than it needs to be. Having a straight line is definitely so much easier. Okay, this is risky. Get out of here, man. So I guess roughly in the middle, let's set up a kind of work area. Of course, I don't have my crafting table, but I know I've got one over here. So I'm just going to pinch this one. Boom. Thank you. So I'm going to create an equal amount of stone slabs and stone brick slabs. And pretty much what I'm going to do is remove 3 blocks and kind of drop it down like this. So I'm going to place 2 half slabs. So it still looks like a block, just like this. So if you have a look at that, that is so much smoother. It kind of just looks like another block, but it's half a block up. So it's definitely working. It just makes the bridge a lot easier to kind of understand. And I just got to do that 5 more times. Okay, and this is the very first side done. So you can see obviously the side of the slabs is a lot smoother than the side without. So now I just got to do that again on the other side. Now I need to figure out where to put the 2 supports. And I'm thinking roughly pretty much right here. So directly in line with the final stone brick on the first one that goes down, if that makes sense. So if I come over here, so this one right here, right underneath here. So that should be exactly the same on both sides. I know the slabs are a little bit weird. I literally cannot figure out what the hell's going on here, but the stone bricks are all good. So that's fine. Let's move on to that. So if I drop all the way straight down and I just build up some kind of pillar straight through the middle, of course, if I had enough stone bricks on me on my days, right up through the middle like this. And then I do the exact same thing on this side. Okay, that doesn't look right. I think I need to move them over one more. So let's put them in the middle of this one here. So roughly here. Let's try that. I'll make sure to delete these ones as I'm going. So same thing here, just right here. That should certainly be a lot better. Okay, let's have a look at that. Okay, yeah, that looks a lot better. I'm liking that. Obviously, these are throwing me off a little bit because that isn't the exact middle. So let me fix that because that's wigging me out. So the middle is this block here. So this will be our area. So that looks a lot better now. Now that we can see it's actually the middle. So I want these to kind of slope up a little bit and then have the same thing over here. So it's kind of like a circle meeting up. But I think I'm going to need to make them a little bit wider first. Man, I have no idea how I'm going to get this to work, but we're just going to give it a go and see what we come up with. I'm just going to make it thicker by one block on each side. Yeah, okay. That's a good start. I'm going to need a whole lot more stone bricks. Okay, let's fatten up the other one as well. Man, it's already nighttime again. What on earth? This is going so fast every single day. But there we go. We have the two pillars and they're looking a lot more structurally sound. So now I need to kind of try and create some kind of circle thing in the middle. I have no idea how I'm going to do that, but all we can do is try. So I want it to meet up roughly in the middle, which should be about here. Yeah, exactly there. Then obviously there'll be a line of stone bricks to meet up to that. Then we just need to kind of shape this up a lot better, which is a bit hard without scaffolding, but I'm sure I've got some scaffolding over here somewhere. Fingers crossed. Nope. No scaffolding. That's fine. We'll just keep building and replacing. So I think something along the lines of this will be pretty good. So you can kind of see the shape a little bit there. I think I need to go a little bit more down, just like this. Yeah, I think that looks okay. Now I just have to copy that onto both sides. Okay, that's certainly circular-ish, but the question is it circular enough? I think I might go one more just on these bottom ones, kind of just like that. I think that's nice. Obviously, now I just got to do that on the other side as well, but this one will be a lot shallower. So I think this is gonna work pretty well, to be honest with you. I think that's pretty perfect. Let's have a look at that. Oh yeah, that is nice. That is really nice. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish this bottom part. I'm going to fatten this up so it kind of meets up a lot better with the edges and kind of see what I can come up with. Obviously, I'm going to copy that onto this side as well. But yeah, I'm going to do that in the form of the time lapse so I can really just go to town on this thing and make it look good. So I'll see you guys in a second. And now we have a pretty decent rough shape for how this bridge will take form. And like I said, very rough. I still need to add a bunch of stairs and some texture into this, but in order to do the texturing, not only do I need to grab some vines, but I also need to smelt up some stone bricks so we can get both cracked stone bricks and mossy stone bricks. So let me grab my shears and then head all the way to this jungle, and I'm just going to grab as many vines as I can. I should probably get myself a vine farm, but right now that's not super important. So combining a stone brick and a vine gets us a mossy stone brick. So I'm going to need a few stacks of vines. I guess I'll just keep going until this shear is completely dissolved into nothing and is just about to break. Boom. Okay. So we got just over 3.5 stacks, which should be enough. And you know, I'm pretty happy with how this is looking right now. Like the basic shape is looking okay. And considering we're barely even started on it, I think it's going to turn out really nice. I'm very glad I changed it to more of a straight bridge. But anyway, let's make up some stone bricks. I'll chuck 2 stacks in here and then I'll turn 2 stacks to mossy stone bricks. That should be enough. I also want to potentially use some leaves, so I'll grab some aelia leaves. Do I have more in here somewhere? I'm pretty sure I do. Yeah, let's grab about a stack. I don't think we'll need more than that. And I need to grab some string to stop the vines from growing too far. So 9 string should be enough, but if I can find some more, 15, 17, oh, 19. Okay, we got a bunch here. This should be more than enough now. Oh, 17. Wow, look at that. 38. Oh, my days. Almost a full stack. Okay, we have way more than a full stack of string. So I'll keep a stack on me for now, and I'll grab a couple of these cracked stone bricks. And do I have some stone brick walls? Yes, that's going to be nice. Oh, I've got iron here too. That's going to be perfect. Yes, please. Oh my days. That is exactly what I'm looking for. Oh, maybe some flowering azalea leaves too. So I'll grab some of them. I'm literally just going through the chests and coming up with ideas. Definitely need some... no, not andesite. We won't need that. Sorry, that's my bad. Getting a bit ahead of myself there. Grab up some torches because I'm going to make some lanterns. And I need to find some fences. Preferably dark oak fences, but I don't know if I'm going to have enough. I've literally got one, so that's not going to cut it. And I got no dark oak here. So I'm going to have to go back to my base just to grab a couple dark oak fences. But it's going to be worth it. I have a good idea for this. I think it's going to be a nice way to light up the bridge and add a little bit of extra color because it's going to be mostly gray with all the stone bricks. So adding a little bit of brown in there and of course the green, I think it's really going to bring the bridge out and make it look so hectic. Okay, I'm just going to grab these dark oak logs. That should be enough. So let's head all the way back. And while we have the cracked stone bricks over there smelting up, I'm going to go ahead and add in these lanterns underneath. So first of all, let's just go ahead and make up the lanterns. So we get 23. That's plenty. I feel like it's time to start using emeralds to make the lanterns, to be honest, because we have so many, like an unbelievable amount of emeralds now. So that's not really much of an issue. I think that'll be a good thing to use them on. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to try and find the blocks like that and just throw in a lantern like this every now and again. Maybe 3 between each. Is this a block? Yes, it is. Perfect. And then I'm trying to avoid the slabs. Perfect. We hit it again. Beautiful. And let's just have a gaze at that. Yeah, that is nice. That is exactly what I'm looking for. So we'll do the same thing here. So go the first one. Once again, the first one and the middle one. Beautiful, mate. Look at that. Oh man, this thing is coming together so nice. I'm loving it, mate. I'm absolutely loving it, mate. You can't really see this one, which I don't really like, to be honest. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to make sure I can grab it. Beautiful. And expand this one down by 1. No, that's weird. That's weird. I think I'm going to have it here. Yeah, I don't have a choice. That's going to be how it is, I guess. Oh, well, that's fine. I think it looks okay. This one's a bit smaller anyway, and so is this one on the side. The middle one's very large, but I think that's pretty nice. But obviously, it looks very, very bland right now. Obviously, it's a bit hard to see with the stone in there, but that's going to go. What I want to do before I remove the stone on this side is add in all of these special blocks to texture it. I think texturing this is really going to bring it together. It's going to look so sick. So let's grab up some cracked stone bricks. We should have plenty. Yeah, that's way more than enough. Beautiful. We'll also make up some stone brick stairs and we'll use our stone cutter. Don't worry. Boom. And I'm just going to use these to kind of shape this a little bit better because I feel like there's some really weird points in here where it's just a bit rough, but I'll be very intentional with it. I'm not just going to throw them down everywhere. Already adding those stairs in just really gives it a much nicer shape. So now I'm going to go ahead and replace some of these stone bricks just with the mossy. That'll add a little bit of green in there. Once again, very, very gently. I'm not going to just throw a bunch of it in. I want it to be very kind of quiet. I don't want too much in there. I mean, already I've only added a tiny bit in. It really just changes the build. Adding that little bit of texture is all you really need to do, and it brings everything together so nicely. And I'll do the same thing with the cracked stone bricks. Just add a little bit of that in. It's kind of slightly darker than a regular stone brick, so it just adds that little bit of difference in there. And I'm telling you, it really, really brings everything together nicely. I mean, just have a look at that, guys. Oh my days. That is incredible. Now, I'm also going to go ahead and grab the flowering azalea and regular azalea leaves and just kind of have them wrapping throughout this kind of bridge thing, kind of like that. I think it's okay. That looks fine. Once again, I don't want to go too crazy on this. I don't want it to take up too much of the space. I think that's better. And of course, just to add a little bit extra in. Oh, hold on. That's a ugly color because we're in a savanna biome. You know what? I'll add a little bit in just so I can kind of see how it looks. That's not a savanna biome. That looks fine. Maybe I'll just add it on the insides where it's not a savanna biome. Kind of like that in little spots. Yeah, I think that looks good. Just little bits. And it's really going to bring this thing together, I think. I think I'll remove the spots where it's like orange. I don't think that looks fine. But I'm going to go ahead and do that for the rest of this bridge. Once again in a time lapse. So enjoy that. And ladies and gentlemen, now the texturing of the bridge is complete, and I think it's turned out really nice. Now all that's left to do is do the side supporting parts to make sure people don't fall off the side of the bridge when they're walking across. And I'm going to try something a little bit different. So on each of these middle ones, I'm going to go up by 3 half blocks, just like this, and connect them across like this. It's extremely simple, but I think it could work out pretty nicely. Actually, I might have to go 4, to be honest with you, and connect it like that. Let's see. So I'll go down here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then just like that. How does that look like from outside? I think that looks okay. That's pretty nice. Maybe I'll go up like that, potentially. I think that's okay. And on this last one, I'm just going to keep it pretty simple, just like that. I think that's pretty nice. It's extremely simple, I know, but it's kind of hard to do anything else just with the shape of the bridge. I mean, I could go like this, but I don't know. I feel like it just looks a bit weird, but I think this looks weird too. Okay, let's try this. Let's see how this turns out if we do it like that. So on each of these middle ones, I'm going to just go up by 4. And in this one here, where it's a bit flatter, I'm just going to go up by 3. From the inside, when it's like this, it's a little bit dangerous because you can just walk across, but that's just how this design for some reason worked out. I mean, maybe I could change these ones to stone slabs so it kind of works better. I think that's going to be what I have to do. Yeah, that's going to be what I have to do just to fix these kind of side bits, but I think that's going to really work out well. It's going to work out in our favor. I think that looks really nice from the outside too. That's so good. Or more days. It's extremely simple, but I think it works out really well. And I can change some of these to be mossy, which will be nice. All right, that's these sides now fully complete, and it's looking so good. I mean, let's have a look at this from the sky. Just have a look at that, guys. Does that not just look incredible? I'm so happy with how this has turned out, and it's going to get so much better once we get the river fully complete. Oh my days. This is so much better from what it was before, and now we can very clearly see that we're going to be able to connect both of these huge kind of pieces of the kingdom together to create one whole kingdom. I'm going to head to the end to fix up all my tools because I need them fully repaired to be able to do this next part. And the next part involves kind of shaping out exactly how I want this river to go. The shape that it follows right now, I don't really like. So I'm going to go ahead and trim up the sides and start planning out exactly where this should go. Most likely this whole bit here is going to be dug out, and this river is going to move over a little bit, and we're going to reshape this entire side of the mountain pretty much up to in line where this is here, straight across, because I have something really cool that I want to build in there. But in order to do that, we need to fix up this entire river here. So let's get started. Of course, I started in the end, slapping around some Endermen until my tools were completely refurbished. I then made my way back to the project area and began working on fixing up the mountainside where it was desperately needed. I mean, that whole area was completely cooked. I then started gradually adding in some sand into the riverbed to keep it consistent and allowed it to gradually move deeper into the water as it moved away from the mountainside. I then moved down the river to where the river originally continued a really weird curve and removed an entire hillside to allow the river to flow more naturally past the bridge. I made sure to carve the sand below the water level before allowing the water to flow into the area just to make it quicker and easier. I then continued slightly further down the river and began erasing another entire hillside and adding in a gradual slope for some roads to follow. So we've done a lot. This area is changing very fast. As you can see, I've added in a bunch of sand to part of the river and started shaping up this side. But right now we're doing a bunch of terraforming and I'm making sure to collect every single block. Obviously I still have to do this entire side here, but every single one of my shulkers is absolutely maxed, so I'm gonna have to throw some things out just to pick these things up. And this chest area over here is also completely full, well, very close to it. So it's time to start sending the items to the main storage area, but I need to do a little bit of an upgrade to it because right now it's not really possible to efficiently transport all of the items down here because we only have one chest. And if I show you what I do, if I just fill this up completely and then also this one completely, that's not even one shulker box and it's already full, and now we have to wait until this slowly dribbles down. Now if I wanted to increase how quickly this went down, it would take a whole lot of work and probably an entire redesign of the entire system. So instead I'm going to be a bit lazy and expand the hoppers down this way so then I can fill up all of these chests as well. And to do that is going to be very easy because all I need to do is gather a little bit of iron, which I have plenty of. Do I have any cooked iron? That's the real question. No. Okay, I'm just going to smelt this stuff up. And then all I need to do is link the hoppers to these bottom 5 chests, and all of a sudden we're gonna have a much higher amount of storage up here to send down to there. Oh, I do have 1 hopper. Beautiful. So it's very simple. All I gotta do is connect the hoppers like that, and now that's an extra 2 chests, but they're gonna start filtering 2 chests at once. It just means we can fill these chests and leave them running, and just over time, just by having the extra storage in there, it'll all eventually get sorted. So I guess it's a very temporary band-aid to put on the system. In the future, I definitely need to try and get something a bit better going. If you guys have any ideas, please let me know, because I'm still not used to this entire automatic sorting system. I've never used one before. This is the first time. I mean, realistically, I shouldn't be having this many items going through it at once. I should be a little bit more consistent with sending all the stuff in, but whatever. Now, to bring all of those extra items, I'm going to need some more shulker boxes. I'll get every single shulker box that I have on hand, and we'll head back to start collecting up a bunch of those items. So I'm going to try and keep a lot of the stuff that I'm going to be using down here, and just try and get rid of the stuff that I'm probably not going to use, at least for a while. Now, I know for sure I'm probably not going to be using any grass and dirt, which I think we have a ton of in these chests. So it's going to be very easy to empty these out, and as long as I keep them in the same shulker, they don't really need to go through the auto sorting system. It'll be a lot quicker for us to just dump them into the right chests. So I'm just going to go through and collect all the grass and dirt. We have so much on my days. I didn't realize how much we had. I think we are almost full on literally just grass and dirt. All of our shulker boxes. I don't even know if I'm going to have enough storage back at the base for all of this. Damn, why do we have so much dirt? Oh my days. Okay, I don't think I could ever run out of dirt. This is a little bit too much. Literally every single one of these shulker boxes here, at least in my inventory, is filled with dirt. Like, that is wild. All right, let's take all these back. And we are collecting so much stuff down here. Mostly dirt and grass blocks. I'm not gonna lie, I don't even know what to do with all of this stuff, or if we're ever gonna use it, but all I know is it's definitely not fitting in these chests. Not a chance. Okay, already full, and we still have a ton. So I guess we'll go to the back wall and just start filling in some of this deep storage. I know I got deep storage for cobblestone, but it's not even gonna compare slightly to how much dirt we have. All right, and that is all of the shulkers emptied, and we've got a bunch of stuff going down now. In fact, I should probably keep the stone, to be honest. We chuck that in there. Now, before I do leave, I do need to make even more fireworks. I keep running out very fast, but I have a whole stack in there. Beautiful. Ready to go. And I've obviously put my stake in here somewhere by accident. There it is. Thank you. Man, this base is so nice. I'm so excited to keep expanding it, and especially connect these two together and start working around to make just a huge kind of area. It's going to be so satisfying. Now, there is one more thing I need to do, and of course, that is one more trip to the end. But this time, I want to start a new tradition for each episode. Each episode, I want to add a huge chunk to the end portal so we can really start seeing it come together. As you can see, this hole is very small, but we're going to change that. So I want to create a 8x8 hole every single episode, which I know is a whole lot more digging than we're already doing today, but it is what it is. So this is already 8 blocks wide, and now it'll be an extra 8 blocks wide this way, pretty much in a big square like this. And I want to try and do one of these every single episode. And the reason I'm a little bit more confident to do it now is because we have this beautiful pickaxe here with efficiency 9, which instantly breaks deep slate. And I do want to start using more deep slate in my builds, so I guess it's a good time to start collecting it. So every episode, I'm going to pretty much dig an extra 8 blocks wide, a big square like this, all the way down to there. Oh my days. Am I crazy for doing this? But I think so. I think I got a couple screws loose, but we're gonna do it. And as the episodes go by, this hole is gonna get so much better. It's so much closer for us to be able to start working on such an awesome portal entrance, which we need to do. But if I did this in one episode, I think I might just go crazy. So breaking it up into a bunch of episodes, I think is gonna be very helpful. And just do it over time. It'll make it seem a lot more manageable. Then when it's time to build, we can just build. So we finally made it down to deep slate, and this is taking a lot longer than I thought, but we're collecting a lot of stuff, so I think it's definitely worth it. But look how big this hole is getting now. It's just from this part alone is pretty much doubled in size. It's going to really get this thing a lot closer to where we can start working on building an awesome entrance to the end. And we're finally at the final block. Now we can enter the end portal from the very top. It is almost completely exposed. Well, it is 100% exposed to the sun now. So the end portal can finally see the sun. How beautiful is that? I'm so excited to start working on this project, but obviously it's not going to start until we have this entire area completely excavated out. I don't even know how big it needs to be, but yeah, we'll figure that that part out later. I do not need to be dying by these guys though. Oh my days. Oh, and we found diamonds. Beautiful. It's never a bad thing. How many diamonds do we get with Fortune 5? Let's find out. Let's find out together. So from 8, is that all? Is that all there is? Oh, there's a ton of iron here. Look at this. Oh, 8 more diamonds. Look at that. Oh my days. What on earth? 44 diamonds. That's beautiful. I don't mind collecting all this iron though. That's awesome. We need iron. We need iron bad. Okay, anyway. No more getting distracted. Oh, raw iron. Oh my days. Okay. Enough. Come on, buddy. 44 diamonds is not bad at all. But as you can see, this hole is getting absolutely huge now. And that is this kind of hole dug for episode 25. We will expand it more on episode 26. But now let's head to the end and of course continue on our project. So I got my tools fixed again and then began working right away on finishing off the hillside. I wanted to bring it all the way down to the same level of the river so I could more easily see the width of the river. I then used this as a guide to plan the mountain on the other side, building up huge stone cliffs to encase the other side of the river to give it a much nicer look. Once both sides were set in stone, I continued the same pattern using sand to keep the river consistent and clean, slowly getting deeper closer to the middle of the river. And ladies and gentlemen, this is now the river. It looks 153,000 times better than what it did before, and we've already got some fish moving in. Honestly, this is incomparable to what we had before. This is looking so much better. Obviously, we still have to work on this entire mountainside. I'm still not 100% sure what I want to do with this whole bit here, but I've got a couple ideas. And then at the end here, I know exactly what we're going to be building. I've got some awesome ideas for this area, and I think it's going to really change the entire thing. But the most important thing is that these two sides are now much more connected. I mean, this bridge is now complete and it's fully connecting both sides except for this over here. So we real quick just have to go ahead and finish up this path and finally have the two different kingdoms, well, I guess the two different parts of the kingdom finally be connected. Just have to dig out a decent path and make sure it's consistent in the size and have it connect up to this bridge. And of course, just fill it up with some stone. And there we go. Now the path is connected to both sides. I'll also just quickly connect this path up as well, because this should link up to this main road here. Now I do want to add a couple little bits of detail into the river and the sand parts, but I'm going to need to go to my base to get the supplies. I'm going to grab some dead bushes and as many bones as I can find. For some reason, I don't have any rockets again. This is a serious problem that I really need to try and fix because we use a lot of rockets. It's almost impossible to get around this entire place without them. Maybe not impossible. It will just take a long time. But I guess we have another stack at least for now. So I guess that's a problem for another day. But I am going to grab as many bones as I can so I can also add some seagrass in. But I'm going to add the dead bushes in along the beach just to add a little variety to the sand. We do not want this guy blowing up. No way. Well, that skeleton did some major damage. Anyway, like I was saying, dead bushes around the edges just to add that little bit of variety in. And I'm going to add some bone meal in closer towards the bottom, trying to keep it kind of scattered and not too much of it. So obviously when I place in bone meal, it adds in way too much. So just got to kind of reduce that a little bit. I'm just going to plant a bunch of it in and then I'm just going to go through and dig it all out. I feel like that's probably the fastest way to do this. Wow, look at all of these sea creatures moving in here. We got a bunch of fish, we got squid, we got everything, and they're loving this place. So now I obviously just remove wherever I think there's a bit too much. And then that should give us a good kind of little bit of detail through the middle of the river. And obviously the fish like it. They're everywhere. And ladies and gentlemen, that is looking so much better. It's very minor, but I think it really adds a lot of detail to the river. Now, I want to know what you guys think I should add to the river, to the sides, maybe some special buildings, or I don't know, whatever you guys think. If you have any ideas, make sure to let me know down below, and maybe we can make an entire video dedicated to just adding a bunch of random stuff in around this entire world, because you guys have given me so many different ideas and I want to build them all of those little details you guys suggest. I make sure to take note of them all, and there's definitely going to be a video of everything together where we add all of those kind of smaller things into the world. So if you have any ideas for the little details we can add into this river, please let me know down below. But honestly, I'm so happy with how this project turned out. That river is now looking like an actual river, and I'm excited to see how it changes on the map. Obviously, it's really bringing both sides of the kingdom together, and And I mean, you can see them both very clearly being joined by this river here now, and especially this bridge. I'm so happy with how that bridge turned out. It is incredible. So obviously this river is looking so much better, but it just ends. So obviously I need to do something with this entire area right here because it is absolutely trash. Now, before I do anything, there's a couple blocks I need to grab, one of which being the moss. So I'm going to head over to my end portal and test out a new strategy to grab that block, which I'm hoping will work very well, but we'll find out. Oh my days, the whole squad is here, the whole gang's rolling up. Oh my days, he's got some knockback on him. We are getting clapped right now. Oh my goodness gracious me. Okay, let's not die, okay? I feel like that should be #1 priority. So, what I'm going to do, obviously I have to dig down the sand, but I'm going to dig out a 5x5 hole. Oh, these guys seriously won't let me be. And I'm going to dig it down to stone. And now if I replace this block here and bone meal it and grab my hoe, oh my goodness, this is not going to cut it. 160 durability. No, no, no. And of course, I don't have any crafting table on me. I mean, what's new? I never do. So I'll just borrow some of this jungle tree right here and just quickly craft up a hoe. Boom. It's as simple as that, ladies and gentlemen. It really is. And then we're going to try that again. So then if I break all of this, it's pretty much as simple as that. It is going to take a little bit of time to do this, but I think honestly this is probably the best method, because doing it the other way that I was doing before was just very inconvenient. Oh, why does it have to be water here, man? Come on. That's just so annoying. But yeah, I don't think there's any other real quick way to do this. I think we're just going to have to grind it out, which, you know, isn't really the best, but I mean, I haven't really got a choice. I need this moss because obviously that river is in a savanna biome and I absolutely hate the color of the grass. So instead I use the moss because it's nicer green. Now, obviously the one downfall of that is having to go ahead and grab all these moss blocks. It's a little bit inconvenient, but it's something I'm willing to do if it means that the savanna biome is not going to make our world ugly. And who knows, maybe this is going to be easier, just digging out an entire row like this. I think I figured it out. Look at this. Oh my days. I've figured it out, guys. This is perfect. Look at this. So obviously I just dig a 1-block hole like this and build up with the moss blocks. And then as I'm going down, let me just quickly fix up the blocks which didn't get grabbed, didn't get converted, right? So we do that and then boom, dig it down, boom, again, boom. Oh my days. Okay, this is the method, ladies and gentlemen. Have a look at that. Oh, this is 100% the method. Yes, yes, yes. This is definitely faster than the other way we used to do. So this is just going to be perfect. And the only limit to this is going to be how much bone meal we have. We only have 40. Is that 48 or 43? I don't know. Actually, I killed some skeletons, didn't I? Yes, okay, 1 extra bone. Okay, that's not really that much, but it'll help, okay? Boom. Okay, so I'm going to go as far down as I can with the 50 bone meal I've got. I'm not sure if it works on deep slate. Hopefully it does. If not, I'll probably just fly up and do another layer using the rest of the bone meal. I'm going to then head to the end to quickly fix up my tools, and then we'll start the search for string or cobwebs. So I'll see you guys in a second. So we got quite a lot of moss. The hoe is almost completely gone and we went through all of the bone meal. So we're doing pretty good. Now I'm just going to quickly mine this all down. So it's the same level as our end portal. We were almost there and thankfully it does work on the deep slate. So that was very nice. Oh, diamonds. I need to make sure I get a couple of these silk touched as well. That's bloody beautiful, mate. And there we go. Now it's expanded a little bit more. We're really opening this end portal to the entire world. It's looking so good. Still a lot to do before we can start building this thing out because we need a lot more space. But let's jump in and let's go ahead and heal up all of our stuff. Now that I think about it, I don't even know if I set my bed spawn point, so I'm probably going to end up having to fly all the way back on my days. But that's fine. Let's get these things all mended. Alright, now is the moment of truth. Did I set my respawn point back at the base or not? No. Oh my goodness. Alright, we have a long flight ahead of us. And we are finally back at our base. Look at this base. I love it so much, man. It is so beautiful. Especially this new part that we built behind us. This base is going to look so much better once we get this middle part in between the two complete. And I think this project is really going to make a big impact in that. And it's going to get us a lot closer to being at that point. Now, first of all, I need to go ahead and drop off a bunch of this stuff. So I'll drop in all of our shulker boxes and just drop it all in here. And there we go. Everything is now dumped in there. And now with all of these extra shulker boxes, I need to fill them up with some stone. Pretty much as much stone as I can get my hands on. I'm hoping this will be enough, but usually my calculations are pretty far off, so I have no idea if it's actually going to be enough, but we'll find out really fast. Now, I know I said I was going to get cobwebs, but we'll do that next. We'll do that after we do the kind of sketching out how we want this area to be. So I want there to be a decently sized lake in the middle, taking up quite a large portion here with a waterfall that leads up to a river at a much higher level, because obviously I need to connect both these sides together. This is such a huge drop here and I need to obviously fix that up. So the best way to do that is to add in a humongous waterfall. Now I am going to have to remove all this stone that I placed previously when we were building the river, because the shape and plan has changed. Instead of curving outwards, it's going to start curving inwards, pretty much from here. If you're new here, we don't pre-build anything. This entire thing has been built freehand pretty much in survival. I find it a lot more fun to kind of build that way, so I'm sorry if that's weird, but yeah, if you're new here, that's how we do things around here. So there's going to be a lot of trial and error. I have a pretty good idea for how this should go. I'm kind of being very random with this. I'm trying to make a kind of circle kind of thing. So it's going to be a huge curve pretty much, just a huge circle. Now I'm hoping this is far enough. That looks pretty decent, but I think we need a little bit further. I think we do. So let's try that again. Okay, how is that? Yeah, that seems much better. I do want a huge amount of space. I am going to dig this kind of mountain down quite a lot. So there's going to be more space on this side as well. I'm not a huge fan of this curve though. I think I should curve it up a little bit better. It seems a little too right angled there. How is that? Okay, that's a lot better. I like that. So obviously I'm just going to curve this all the way around to the other side and we'll see what kind of shape we come up with. Okay, this is what we've got. I think I'm pretty happy with the shape. Obviously, this is going to curve around through this mountain and then link up to this side here. So I think that's going to work out pretty well. But now it's time to figure out where on earth this waterfall is going to go. And I'm thinking right on this corner here, kind of right in the middle of where the river used to be. So for this, I want to have kind of like an indentation into the side of the mountain here, kind of like this. So it's like a protrusion out of the side of the mountain. And then I want the waterfall to kind of come up here a little bit and have like a kind of pool thing here. So the water will flow down from a river up there and come down to here and then kind of cascade off the side there. But it should also come up a little bit, just like this, a couple blocks. Maybe that's too much. Maybe this. And then it's going to cascade off the side here. Oh, hold on. I've done that too far forward. Oh my days. Now I'm hoping this isn't too tall. So you can see very clearly the river will start up here, come down this side here, flow down into a little pool, and then down the side again. Now for now, I think the best way to kind of imagine this is obviously I need to build up the walls a little bit more. So let me do that. Oh my days. I hate phantoms with an absolute passion. But yeah, obviously we don't skip the nights. If you lay in a bed for a second, it doesn't skip the night, but it stops the phantoms from spawning. I still need to get rid of them though. Oh my days. Come get me, bro. I got something waiting for ya. Bam. And hey, ow, come on, man. Come at me, bro. Boom. Dead. 2 hit. Okay, let me fill this in a little bit more so you can kind of see a little bit better what we're trying to work with, because right now that doesn't really look like anything. So I guess enjoy the time lapse. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what we've got to work with now, and I think you can kind of clearly see what I was kind of thinking about. I've essentially sketched out this mountain just using a bunch of stone, and the water's going to cascade down here, following the insides of this cobblestone all the way down to the edge of the riverbank there. Now, I want to make sure I detail this thing first before I add any water in, but to do that, I'm going to need to grab a couple blocks. Oh my days, I did not have my lighter on. Thank God. I've got feather fall in 4. Otherwise, that would have been absolutely deadly, mate. That could have been the end of the world if I didn't have that on. That mountain's looking pretty good. I like that. And it's really going to help bring both sides together, finally. I'm actually surprised with how it was able to turn out with just using a bunch of stone. So I'm going to grab some more blocks. I'm going to grab a shulker box because we're going to need a lot of block. I'll grab 2 shulker boxes just in case. Now I'll need a bunch of tuff. I'm going to grab it all, chuck it in there, and we'll grab up a bunch of cobbled deep slate. And I will need the mossy blocks as well. Where are the moss blocks at? Oh, they're slowly filtering in. They'll be all throughout these chests here. Okay, I think that's what we can find. We also need some andesite, so let me chuck the moss in there and andesite in there because I'm so excited to get this thing looking good. I'm really excited to see how this turns out. I've never actually built a waterfall before, so this is the very first time. And I know I've seen the Jake Kelton Crafts, I think, that guy, making an animated waterfall. That's pretty cool, but hey, that's not my style, alright? My style is very different. I need to find my sword with mending. Oh, sorry, looting. Okay, it's almost dead. Oh my goodness. Let me combine both those swords together because I'm going to need the looting. Now we've got a much better sword. We can go ahead and get that mended up. You know what we can do though? I'm pretty sure this works. If I grab a flint and a single piece of iron to make a flint and steel. Oh, that was very painful. But anyway, if I go ahead and breed these fellas up, because I haven't bred them for a while, we need to get more cows in here. All right, there's all of our wheat. I know this is probably going to be the most inhumane thing I've ever done on this channel, but if I set these cows on fire and then kill it, yes, we get the beef. That is fantastic. Go into the fire. Hey, oh yeah. It's a little bit more inconvenient, but I think it'll work. Yeah, you know what? It's gonna work. Nope, that did not work. Oh my days. Okay, it is certainly not the most efficient way to do this, but at least then I don't have to smelt up all that meat and wait for it. It's instantly cooked. And I know this is an extremely rough way to go, but budget cuts, okay? That's what we're gonna chalk it up to. Oh no. No, come back, man. Don't go in the water. Okay, it sucks when they burn to death because then I can't use my looting on it. So I guess that's one bad thing if they run away and I missed. I'm sure I get better at this whole thing. It's a little bit awkward, but it's certainly a lot easier. No, come back, man. Okay, there we go. You know what? That's gonna be enough. That's enough for now. So let's head back and let's start detailing this thing. Now, if you place cobblestone and moss blocks in the crafting table, you get mossy cobblestone. So first of all, what I'm going to do is go through and replace some of this cobblestone with mossy cobblestone just to add a little bit of texture into it. I'm not going to lie, I feel like scaffolding is definitely going to be necessary for this because it's just so tall. There's just going to be so much going up and down. Doing this without scaffolding is going to be a pain. But you can see just using the mossy cobble really adds in so much texture, and that's barely anything done, okay? Like that's not even a fraction. Like you can't even say we've done anything. We literally just changed a couple cobblestone to mossy cobblestone, and you can clearly see it's dark, so it's a little bit harder to see. There's a big difference there. Now to do the next step, I'm not doing it without any scaffolding, so let's go back and grab some. I just feel like that would be absolute torture, but thankfully I have a ton. I'll grab 2 stacks just in case. Man, look at this thing. It's looking so good already, even though there's literally nothing done to it. There's no water, there's no detail. It's just a bunch of stone. That's it. So I'll use dirt just so I can very clearly see what is obviously not part of the build. We're just going to build up some kind of huge scaffolding thing right here. So this will obviously give us access to this spot very easily. We'll have another kind of scaffolding thing right here that'll take us right to the top level, just like that. Beautiful. So now we can very easily kind of get to the very top if we need to. Then once we're up here, we can kind of work our way down. Now, the next thing I want to do, let's just jump down here and grab up a bunch of andesite. So I'm not going to place any mossy blocks behind here, but I am going to place some andesite. So I'm just going to randomly break some of these and just add in the texture of the andesite. It's very subtle, but it definitely does make a difference. I don't know if we're going to be able to see it through the water, but you know, I'd rather just do it anyway, especially on this back wall here where we're definitely going to see it. So as you can see, the andesite is very subtle, but I think it's definitely necessary. If you're using stone, you definitely need to have some andesite in there. Now we're just going to go through this last kind of face here. There we go. Just a little bit in there. This scaffolding is an absolute godsend. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and add in some tuff around the edges, kind of where the water is going to be flowing near the cobblestone. So now you can see it with a little bit of tuff. Obviously, it is going to be covered by the water, but I feel like the tuff you're definitely going to have a better chance of seeing. And I think it'll just help make it a little bit less of a harsh transition between the cobblestone and the stone, I'm going to add a couple blocks of deep slate in there too, kind of in the corner areas. I'm going to be very, very careful with it though. I'm not going to add too much in. Just in a couple spots I think it might be necessary. And then at the bottom here, I'm definitely going to be adding in a bunch of deep slate because this is where the water is going to be splashing. And of course, a lot of extra tuff as well, just to make it look like it's more wet. What the hell? Oh my days. Forgot about these handsome fellas. Hey, look, we got water chicken. I love water chicken. I'm definitely going to need to use scaffolding to get to these little bits of tuff that we need to add in, but that's not a problem though. Okay, and that's what we've got now. I think that's looking okay. We don't need to go too crazy, especially because that's all going to be covered by water, but I did want to make sure that I at least did a little bit of detail underneath. And of course, we're going to add some more seagrass in there to add some green, but that's going to be later. Now it's time to get the good stuff in there. So I'm going to grab a couple stacks of moss and of course some andesite, and I guess it makes the most amount of sense to start on the left hand side and just start adding this in. So on top of the stone, I'm going to add in moss block just on the top of each of these stones, just like this. And I'm also going to replace some of the stone, not with tuff, with some andesite. Once again, just for that extra added texture. So let me go ahead and do that. This place is coming together very nicely. You can very clearly see now where the water is going to be flowing through and kind of how the mountains are going to be shaped and kind of textured. Now, I do need to figure out this river. At the start here, I want it to come up a little bit. Just a little bit, not too much. So obviously kind of curves as it comes towards the edge here. I think that makes the most amount of sense. Maybe I'll edit it a little bit more. Something roughly like that. I think that's pretty good. I'm just going to place some cobblestone just so I can kind of mark out the area that's going to be the edge of this river that's up here. And of course, I'm going to get some bits of cobblestone through here a little bit just to shake it up a little bit, make it look like maybe there's some rocks, but we'll have to detail this a little bit more once we get the water in there. So you can see there kind of what I'm going for. Obviously, the water is going to be flowing through this kind of river up here, down here, and then all the way to the bottom where it'll meet up with this massive lake. But with the river up here, I'm thinking it should eventually change back to sand or maybe dirt. Maybe we'll go with dirt for this one. So the transition should start around here roughly, where there's just a little bit of dirt mixed in. I'm also trying to add a little bit more depth to this river as it comes sort of away from this edge here, which is going to be important because otherwise it's going to look really weird. But you can see it's becoming more and more dirt as we come along here. So there we go. The river up here is kind of coming together. Obviously, I'm going to add more texture into the dirt using a mix of coarse dirt and packed mud, but we do need to get those blocks first. But then along the edge, I'm going to add in some moss because it is still a savanna biome and we need to get the actual grass color in there because the normal grass color is ugly. And I mean, that color you're seeing there is with a texture pack. That is the actual ugly color of the grass. In a savanna biome, it is disgusting, but the moss makes it so much better. I just literally cannot stand it. I have to have that on. Otherwise, my brain just goes numb. It is horrendous, guys. Now, of course, I'll do the same thing using the mossy, just changing some of the cobblestone to that mossy bit, just to give a little bit of extra nice kind of texture. And now, if you see that, you can see, obviously, we got the transition between the stone and the dirt and the kind of the look that this river is going to have as it leads to something else over that way. Now, the next thing I need to do is, of course, finish the walls all the way up the side here and shape up this mountain here. And of course, go on this side as well, which is going to take a whole lot of time. But if I quickly remove all of this scaffolding here, because we don't really need it anymore. Let's just make sure we collect these shulker boxes here. But if we do remove everything, we'll be able to see a little more clearly exactly how this thing is going to be kind of looking. And yeah, that looks so good. Obviously, there's not a huge amount of work done just yet. We just got the stone, a little bit of texture, and the moss blocks on top. We still have to add in the water and all the extra details as well. But even more so, we have to do the other bits of the mountain because right now, it is completely out of place. Like, this thing definitely does not belong here right now. It does not look good with how it is. But unfortunately, the only way to fix that is to get this entire mountain fixed up and, of course, do this side as well. But that's going to take a while. So I guess the best way to do that is in the form of a time lapse. So So I guess enjoy that beautiful time lapse. I'll see you guys in a couple hours. And after 3.5 hours of work, this is what we've got now. There is an unbelievable difference between before and after. Like, this place is insanely different, almost unrecognizable. Now, of course, I still do have to do this entire side here, but I've completely run out of moss. Now, thankfully, I'm not really going to have to do much digging on this side. This is going to be pretty much all placing. So we're going to be able to start going through a lot of the stone that we've got here. And we have so many blocks. I had to empty these shulker boxes so many times. But in order to get more moss, I'm going to need some more bones, and we've only got 9. That's not good. So I need to go to the nether to get some more. And you guys should know, I really don't like spending my time in the nether. I have not had good experiences there. So many of our close calls have been there, and I don't really want to lose this world, especially after the 3.5 hours of building we just did. But I have a feeling it's probably going to be the best way that I can get my hand on some more bones, because as you know, obviously in the nether, not only are there bone blocks, but there's also skeletons that spawn in that exact same biome. And I know exactly where that biome is. It's only a quick flight away. Just over this little section in here, we should be able to see it over in the distance. G'day fellas. Right here, we have the soul sand. As you can see, I've already taken my shot at a couple, and we got the first skeleton already. Boom. So, oh my days. Where's that fella shooting from? Okay, I can't see him. Now, obviously we have... Oh, there he is. There's the cheeky bugger. Anyway, we have these bone blocks, which is going to contain bone meal. Obviously, 1 contains 9. So that's a good amount. It's essentially 3 bones right there. But, oh, my days. Hold on a second. Let's not die. I don't really want to die. Why is there an Enderman here? That's crazy. But yeah, you can see there's skeletons everywhere. Look at them. So... I feel like this is probably the best option for us. Like, if we are going to try and get bones, I feel like this is probably the best way to do it, since I don't actually know where any skeleton spawners are. It's not something I've been able to find in this world yet. But it doesn't really matter, because even if we found a skeleton spawner, we would have to farm it manually anyway, because we don't use auto farms in this world at all. This is no auto farms, 0. They're absolutely banned. But fortunately for us, we have knowledge. Oh my days, oh my days. That was a lot quicker than I was expecting. Let's not die. Do I have my bow in this? Yes, I do. Okay, that is bloody beautiful. I have a feeling these bone blocks are definitely going to be the best way to get the bone meal anyway, but the little skeletons here and there are certainly not going to be too much of a downside either. Eventually, I also want to start building in the nether. I want to build like an entire town, kind of like what we've done in the overworld. I don't want to just build transportation links. I want to terraform the entire nether around the nether portal. I think that would be really cool. And I don't think many people really do that. I don't think that's a common thing on YouTube. So I'm hoping, I haven't really done much research on that. It's just an idea I've got, but it's not really something I've personally seen. So I'm hoping I can come up with some really cool, unique ideas. But oh my days, these bone blocks are going bloody beautiful, mate. There's so much. We already almost have 2 whole stacks of bone block, which would be 18 stacks of bone meal, which is way more than enough. But I do use a lot of bone meal, so I want to make sure that I have plenty. It's not really something that I really want to be struggling to try and get my hands on. Bam. This biome is huge. Oh my days, look at this. It stretches as far as you can see. So I don't think we're going to have any worries with the bone meal for sure. This is about as good as it gets. I'm coming for you, Mr. Skeleton. You're done, buddy. Hey, look at that. That was a flyby. Okay, we got over 3 stacks now, so I'm going to start heading towards our nether portal. I'll just grab this last bit here, and we should be good to get out of here. Now, I know for sure our nether portal is just in this direction, just up there. Oh, we got a piglin right next door. Okay. Alrighty. We have almost, I guess, basically unlimited bone meal now. I just need to find 1 moss block. I don't think I've got any in here. Oh my days. I'm even looking in the hoppers to see if I've got some in there, but it's not looking good. What about over here? Nope, we just got moss carpet. Okay. That is bad. I guess I'll just grab some from over here on our way over. We got a little bit over here. I just need one. Thank you. And beautiful. It's the very start of a new day. Day 568. So I guess I'm just going to do the exact same thing that I did before. Just dig down to when it becomes stone. And we'll just start using the moss just like that. Oh my god. We've done the exact same thing we did last time. I've got no hoe. So I'll once again just use this exact same tree and just grab 2 logs. Let's try that one more time, shall we? All right, and now we should be good to go. Don't worry, I won't do a time lapse again. I'll see you guys at the bottom. And I've used all the bone meal, and it looks like my hoe's about to break at the exact same time. Yes, it is. Absolutely perfect. Now, we didn't get all the way to the bottom. I'm just going to mine the rest out because, I mean, not going to lie, I could be using some of this deep slate. We've been using quite a lot of it, so I'm certainly not going to be too sad about getting a little bit extra. And there we go, right at the bottom. This place is getting absolutely huge. Obviously, on the previous part, episode 25, I said that every episode in the future, we were going to expand this a little bit. And this is quite a big spot. This is 5 by 10 so far. So we're definitely making this a lot larger. Now, while I'm down here, I do need to fix up my tools because this pickaxe was absolutely destroyed twice. I already had to go back during the last time lapse to fix it up, but we already need to go back again. But I do need to make sure I place down a bed and set my respawn because I don't do that often. There's so many times I've had to fly all the way back, so I'm not making that mistake. So I'm just going to quickly fix up all of my tools here, and there we go. But beautiful, right back in our end portal, and we can head all the way back up. Man, that hole is getting huge. I love how you can see the end portal from all the way up here though. That's awesome. Man, that bridge is so big. You can very clearly see it over in the distance. I think that looks so good. I'm so happy with how that turned out. But guys, look at this. This is really coming together so nicely. Now, for this part up here, I've laid stone, and that's because I'm pretty sure it's going to be a lot quicker for me to do it this way instead. So if I bone meal and then I place a water bucket, it's going to break everything for me, so I don't have to worry about that. So I can pretty much just grow the moss just like this and then simply use a water bucket to clear everything out. Just as simple as that. And obviously that is definitely the way to go when we're dealing with this kind of large flat area. On the sides of the mountains though, not so much. I'm still going to need to grab it all manually and place it down when we're placing it on top of these, but I am completely fine with that. And there we go. It's as simple as that. Now I've turned the resource pack off. That changes the color of the grass in the savanna biome, but now you can clearly see there is such a big difference between the grass and the moss. It is a day and night difference. It is so much nicer. But now we've got a bunch of moss again, I can finally go ahead and finish up this side of the mountain here. Just basically place a bunch of moss all the way down it, because without it you can't really tell where the sides of the mountains are because it's all just stone. And there we go, that's this side of the mountain now done. Absolutely beautiful. It really just brings this whole thing together. Now that this part here is done, I mean, this whole thing is kind of looking a lot closer to being finished. But then obviously now we just kind of have this part here that needs to be done before both sides are completely connected together. Like, that is insane. Now there is one more thing I need to grab, and that is cobweb. So before we finish this area over here, I need to go ahead and get myself a pair of shears with silk touch on them. Apparently that's how you get cobweb. I just need to get 2 iron. Ooh, and a book. Where are my books at? Man, I need to sort these chests bad. This is long overdue. That's going to take me like 17.5 hours alone. Oh my days. Okay, I'm going to be lazy because I really can't find any right now. I'm going to do something a little bit mischievous. Boom. Books from a bookshelf. Oh my days, I need emeralds too. Come on, Jozzy, what are you doing? Alright, I'm pretty sure I got a silk touch book in here somewhere. Where's my little fella at? Here he is. Thank you. 10 emeralds is an absolute steal, mate. Absolute bargain, I'm not gonna lie. You can't put silk touch on shears. Okay, can you put it on a sword? What on earth? Okay, I'm tripping. I was reading an article from 11 years ago apparently. I've never grabbed cobwebs before. So let's quickly head over to the stronghold and see if I can in fact grab up some cobwebs using just shears. Hopefully it works. I guess I probably could have checked this out in creative on another world, because quite frankly, if this doesn't work, I don't really know what I'm gonna do. So let's fly all the way down. Thankfully the hole's huge, so I can pretty much fly in here without much hassles at all. And we'll just find some cobwebs in this stronghold somewhere. Boom. Oh, there's a creeper too. Come on, man. I need your gunpowder, actually. No, no. Oh my days. Oh my days. I hate these cheeky fellas more than anything. Whoa, bro just came around the corner like nothing. All right, now's the moment of truth. Ah, yes, beautiful. So we don't even need silk touch. Obviously, I'm just a noob. Whoa, 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 whoa. What's going on, man? Yo, bro. Okay, I'm out here. I'm out here. Oh my days, oh my days, oh my days. I did not expect that. How is that even possible? Bro, I'm just trying to get some cobweb. These guys just want to try and kill me. That's just unfair. You know, that's un-Australian. You know, that's not actually the first time I've almost died in one of these things. In fact, in the first 100 days, if you guys have seen that, I almost died from baby zombies and I had to save myself in the exact same pathetic way. But we're still here, we're still kicking, and somehow we haven't died yet. But we have 32 cobwebs, which is surely going to be enough. I'm really hoping it's going to be enough. If not, I'm probably going to cry. And we are running very low on fireworks. I need to get my gunpowder situation figured out on the ASAP. Just take a moment to recognize how beautiful this world is. The Distant Horizons mod just makes everything feel so much nicer. Without it, we wouldn't even be able to see this mountain here, which is crazy, by the way. Come on, Mojang, what are you doing? Like, this is how Minecraft should be. You should be able to see forever. Just makes the world look so much bigger and immersive, and I guess it makes our build look so much smaller. I mean, it is pretty big, I promise. It doesn't look that big, I guess, but try walking around it. That's not gonna be fun. Oh my days, look at this place. Oh my goodness gracious me. This is coming together. Bloody beautiful, mate. I'm absolutely loving it. But anyway, let's drop off all of our belongings in our shulker boxes, and I guess place in even more shulker boxes, which we're definitely going to be needing. There we go. Now we have even more stuff. Thank goodness. As if we didn't have enough stuff already. Oh, we've got a bunch of shears in here. Oh my goodness. I'm all over the place. I'm not going to lie. We definitely don't need the ender pearls. We've only got 3 fireworks left, so I'm probably going to have to find some gunpowder somewhere. Well, I've got 9 in here. Okay. You know what? I'm going to use the final 3 firework to quickly fly over to this sugarcane farm over here. I do need to remove this one on top anyway, so I might as well just quickly destroy this. This was the original farm we had way back on the very first part of this series. It is crazy to think how far this world has come, and the fact that all of us, including me, like we can all go back and see what it looked like just by watching the older videos to see what it looks like now. I mean, it is unrecognizable. We have done so much work to this area. Holy camole, guys. We have absolutely buttered this world up in a good way too. But we'll go ahead and chuck in the paper and the gunpowder to get another 28 firework, which, you know, isn't gonna keep us going for long, but it'll keep us going for now. And yeah, we don't need that. So let's head back and finally get this part done. I'm not sure if I'm going to go all the way up to here. I'm not sure how far I need to go, but I'm going to at least get this whole side here done. So then we can start working on the waterfall and finishing this whole project up. So once again, I'll see you guys in a couple of hours. Enjoy the time lapse. And now that's that entire side done. It's looking so much better now that all the sides are complete. Now, before I do anything else, I do need to try and get the floor up here a little bit better. Like, for example, this little bit here. What on earth is it even doing? We'll flatten that up real quick. Oh my days. And I pretty much need to just start filling it in with stone, just so that we can start having the land kind of set up for this level here. But the good thing is there's a lot of space underneath which we can add some cool things into later on in the future, whenever we're ready to do that. But I do just need to get some kind of basic structure done for this level up here, because it's kind of weird just having the mountain literally just end. So I think adding in a little bit of land here is really going to make the difference. So it'll look a little something like this. Nothing too crazy, but at least it doesn't just randomly end. And of course, I obviously just need to go ahead and bone meal up all of this area into some moss. And it seems as though the grass is the correct color when you're above the water. The original water, of course, which could be good. We can use that to decorate around the waterfall. I think that would be really nice. But of course, I'm just going to use the water bucket to get rid of everything. Honestly, I think I should collect some of this tall and short grass using some shears, just so I can place them where I think it is necessary. Oh, look at the water flowing over the side of the mountain. That looks weird. I think it's going to be nice being able to use some of this grass. You can see the difference between the green grass over there and the orange grass in the savanna biome. It looks so bad. And there we go. Now it's all grass, or I guess moss block. Now, I know it probably looks a little bit weird right now because it just ends here, but this will all expand all the way up to there and eventually connect to this whole area there. I have a huge plan for this top part, but obviously I need to build this area up to meet up there first. But I reckon it's going to look so good once we get that done. So I'm quickly going to just kind of block this off here because the river will eventually expand further this way. But for now, this is kind of going to be where it starts. So we need to block the water from going that way too much so we can just fill this whole area up in here. Once, of course, I finished doing this side as well. So once again, I'm just going to place in a bunch of stone and then use the bone meal to turn it all to moss block, just like that. And of course, now I just got to bone meal it all. And then I'm just going to harvest up a bunch of the short and tall grass until both of my shears are completely gone, just like that. And then I'll just use the water bucket for the rest. And honestly, that is looking so much better. Now it's time to start filling in this river with water. Man, I'm so excited to see how this is going to look. First of all, I need to get one water bucket there. Then I need to go all the way down here, grab another water bucket just so we can have infinite water source up the top, just like that. And then boom. Now we just fill this whole thing in. This is going to take a while. Oh my days. So I'm going to fill up to here and you can already see. Okay, no, I don't want to spoil anything just yet. That is looking cool though. Oh my days. And now we've got this river kind of in here now. So now I kind of just need to fill up this area a little bit more. Oh, look how easy it is to get up here now. We can just swim up the waterfall. That's incredible. Oh my days. Look at that. The sun's not even on it properly, but that is looking so good. There's a couple spots I need to try and fix up a little bit. Like for example, just here. Boom. And to fix this here, I'm going to need to go like this, then like that, and kind of get the water to drop over this way a little bit like that. Then if I remove this, it should stay like that, right? Yes. There we go. Look at that. Oh my days. Now I'll go through and I'll bone meal up some seagrass just to add a little bit of green. And I'll do the same up through here and of course through the river. Now let's have a look at that. Oh, that is looking so nice. And the sun's not even in the perfect position just yet. Before the sun gets there, I want to try and add in some of this short grass just along the edges a little bit. Man, it is so much nicer being able to just swim up here. We can literally just swim all the way up the waterfall now. We're just boom, 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 so quick. Oh my days. Oh yeah, that grass just adds a little bit. It's nice. I need to add some more in there, but that's really, really nice. Yes. Oh my days, guys. Okay, I need some color. So to get color, we're going to need some flowers. So I'm going to grab up some peonies. Boom. And where me rose bushes at? Where me Oh, I just went past one. Hello, mate. Yes, please. I might grab some sweet berries too, just while I'm over here. Sweet berries are nice. Wow, look at this. I'm really happy with how this is turning out. So adding some sweet berry bushes around and maybe some flowers. And what if I just grow like a azalea tree? Okay, apparently I can't grow an azalea tree there. What the hell? Just wasted so much bone meal. That's insane. Can I grow one here? Nope. I thought I just looked at that fella. Oh my days. That's just not cool, man. But those flowers really add a nice little bit of color. I love that. Is that Enderman still angry at me? Surely not. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. Bro, I almost got absolutely taken out by a trident wielding drowned. That is insane. That is insane, guys. I was not expecting that at all. He's still trying to get me. That's just disrespectful. Look at him. Come on, man. That's just not fair. Oh, he's getting closer. Oh, he's getting closer. Oh my days. Okay, I'm out of here. Not today, sir. Not today. I'm really wanting to try to add in some trees. Can I get one here? Okay. We can. We certainly can. I'm worried that it's weird though to add in just normal trees. And these azalea trees are wacky as hell. Like, why do they look like that? I guess I'll add in some extra shrubbery. Maybe some of these here flowers. It definitely makes it seem a little bit more natural. And I guess it's really the only kind of tree we can use, because otherwise the leaves would be a weird color. Thankfully, azalea trees, their leaves stay the same color regardless of the biome. So it works in this savanna. What do you guys think? Should I be using normal trees or should I be making them custom? I'm not very good at making custom trees, so maybe just using normal trees would be better, but maybe I should try and figure out how to make some better ones. But look at this place behind us. This looks 100,000 times better. Obviously, we do need to fix up the lake area, but I've got a whole different kind of project idea for the lake there. So that will have to be done sometime in the future. But it looks so much better now. That entire area is just so much more connected. And soon, this entire thing is going to be just one whole build. But I do need to figure out my fireworks situation. It is not very good right now. I do have 4 new gunpowder, so I guess I can make another 12 rockets. That'll get us by for a while. Maybe I should try and eliminate some creepers really quick without looting 4. Get some extra gunpowder. I'm thinking of making like a creeper kill box kind of thing. A place where only creepers will spawn. Whoa, there's a lot of creepers here. Oh my days. I mean, look how many creepers this is. Holy camole. There's so many. Maybe I don't need to do that. Oh, that's just unfortunate. Oh my goodness, it's so weird walking over here and seeing a completely different area. Like, this place has changed so much. It's almost unrecognizable. And once I finally connect this part to this part, dude, it's going to be insane. Dude, another 3 creepers under here. Oh my goodness. I think we're going to be just fine for gunpowder. 44 gunpowder. Oh my days. Look at that. That is delicious. Oh my days. But overall, for the very first waterfall I've ever made, I'm pretty happy with this. And at least it's this whole river kind of sectioned off now. So at least I'll be able to start working on this entire mountainside here and get it fixed up, because right now it's impossible to build anything there. But I'm going to be able to fix that now, because we now have a reference point for where this mountain will be. And I know it looks really weird right now, but my intention was only to really build this waterfall, but we built a whole lot more than that. Like, the entire mountainside around it is all now kind of built up a lot better, and I'm pretty happy with what we got done. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. If you have any suggestions for how I can detail this a little bit better, I'm absolutely lost. I don't really know what to do with the trees or what else I can do, but I would love to hear your suggestions, because I think those trees look a little bit wacky. I think honestly I should just go into a creative world and try and make a bunch of custom trees and kind of figure out some new styles for it, so I can make this entire thing look a lot better. But right now, I'm very happy with that waterfall. The waterfall is looking beautiful, mate. Considering there was literally nothing there to start with, and we've got all of that now, I think we've done a pretty good job. We have spent so much time building everywhere except where we first started. I mean, this was literally our original farm. And it's been exactly the same since day 100, or even slightly before. So it's time to revisit this area and start updating it and getting it fitting in with the entire world. So the very first thing that I need to do is get myself some bricks, which I've already started smelting as I was setting everything up to record. But we've got a bunch of bricks. We still have more smelting, but we've also got some granite. I'm also going to need a bunch of stone and of course a little bit of andesite. So let's head right up to the top and start getting this planned out. I honestly have no idea how this is going to look, so I'm going to really just have to be kind of painting the world as we go and seeing what we can come up with. Just going to place the shulker boxes down here right at the front, and I'll get out the stone cutter because I know I'm probably going to need it. Now I'm going to start by planning out the middle of this main road, which will wrap all the way through. I'm going to need to build up the land as we go through though. This is going to be a very tedious task, but it's going to be necessary. There's of course going to be a whole lot of digging as well. Oh my goodness. Now I do want to focus on the left hand side first before we move over to here. This area is going to be taking a little bit longer to do just because I need to figure out this entire side of the mountain here. So I don't want to work on this part up the top until I have a better idea of how this is going to look. So for now, I'm just going to work through the middle and over to the left hand side and try and get this kind of entire area here all the way up to the sugarcane pretty much done. But oh my days, guys, it's going to be nice finally getting this area fitting into the rest of the world, because right now this whole top is just absolutely awful. It does not make any sense, and I think it kind of ruins the entire thing. The entire build kind of leads up to the top, and then the top is just very disappointing. So it's certainly going to be nice being able to get that fixed up finally after all of this time. But honestly, I think the best thing for me to do is just really just landscape this area and kind of get it a little bit better, because right now it is pretty awkward. It's not too bad. It shouldn't take me too long, but yeah, it's a lot more to do than I originally thought there was going to be. So let me go ahead and do that in the form of a time lapse. Enjoy, and I'll see you in a quick second. And now we've got a beautiful open space. Now, I actually have no idea what I'm going to do. I have a general idea of what I want to try though. And to start with, I'm going to need another block because I have andesite and stone, but I'm also going to need some tuff. So let's fly into the base and grab some of that. I haven't got much left, so I might need to go and get some more very soon. I'm also going to grab some spruce leaves and a couple spruce logs, which we are very low on. I'm also grabbing a crafting table because I know I always forget them. Not today, buddy. And we are on day 583, so we only have 17 days left to finish this project, and it's actually the end of day 583. We're going to be on 584 very soon. Oh my goodness. Okay, first of all, I want to make some polished tuff and then turn this into some slabs, just a couple of them, because I want to use a similar design that I've used here. I think the polished tuff is going to be very nice if I use that with some polished andesite. So doing a very similar thing that I did with the main kind of road there. Oh no, there is a bunch of monsters under there. Oh my days. I definitely need to light that area up. Oh my goodness. Oh, there's even more. Oh my days. Oh, there's a party coming out. Oh, there's a party everywhere. What am I going to do? No, that sucks. Okay, that was very sad. Oh my days. In all honesty, ladies and gentlemen, I don't have time for this. I'm going to light this area up because I do not want to be spending all of my waking hours fighting these monsters, these monstrosities. Not me, not today. Dead. Oh, nope, I missed. Oh, so did he. Haha, there we go. I haven't got a whole heap of torches, so I'm hoping this is going to keep this kind of small area lit up enough for me to do a little bit of stuff during the night. Oh my goodness. Come on, guys. This is just becoming beyond a joke. I just heard another creeper. Oh my goodness. I'm going to chuck in some spruce leaves in between the polished tuff, just like this. Come on, man. I can't even get a break. Just like this, but I don't think that looks finished. So what I'm going to do is grab up a bunch of spruce trapdoors and throw them on top of these spruce leaves. Oh, not these cheeky fellas. I need to have a quick rest of the eyes. I mean, at least we're getting a bunch of bones again. That's good. But yeah, I'm thinking these spruce trapdoors are really going to cap that off very nicely. And I think I might use dark oak for this because I think too much spruce is weird. Or does that look okay? I think that might actually look okay. I think I'll go with the spruce. My goodness, we use so much spruce here. It is insane. No, that's... I need a different color. Do I even have dark oak logs? I have no idea. Oh, I have a couple. Not much though. Oh, I just saw a bunch of spruce. There's some dark oak planks. Oh, more spruce. Okay. Hey, I'm not going to say no. No way. So I'll just convert all of those planks to dark oak trapdoors and I'll see how that looks. I'll look at all those monsters. What on earth? Bro, what is this? How many monsters is that? There's no way this is normal. This is ridiculous. What on earth? That was weird. I've never seen that before. That was insane. Oh my days. Okay, now let's try the dark oak. Yeah, I think that's nice. I think that's very nice. Oh yeah. Now, obviously, as we move towards the mountain, or I guess to the top of the mountain, everything starts to get a little bit more civilized. And as you move away, we get more farms and less buildings. That's for a reason. So obviously, I have always had a nice little plan for the top up here. But because of how big the project is, I've always been a little bit nervous to start it. But this world has come so far, and I feel like now's the best time to start. So, of course, I'm going to be starting at the very front and working my way towards the back as we get towards that big mountain there. Man, it's been so long since we've worked in this area. The last few 100 days have been spent all the way over there. So it's nice to kind of be back over here and finally getting this thing kind of a little bit more advanced because this entire area has been exactly the same for the last few 100 days. All right, so we've got a decent amount of length here now. So I definitely am gonna need some more spruce trapdoors. Boom. Alrighty, that's looking pretty nice. If we look from over here, yeah, I think that really looks good. It kind of fixes up that top bit because it looked weird with just the grass and the stone. So I think that's nice. And we haven't even added in the dark oak trapdoors just yet. I think that's really gonna shape it up nicely. I just have to be able to try and put them on. It's a little bit awkward and we're out. But yeah, that looks so nice, guys. Oh my goodness. So I also want to change the angle of this path. I don't want it to go to the left. I want it to go to the right. I just think that makes more sense because there's going to be more space on the right than on the left. The left feels kind of claustrophobic there. So let's quickly remove this and we'll just do the same thing on the other side. So that gives so much more space on this side. Oh my goodness, that is epic. There we go. So now the main road will stretch around, then up through there, leading to something pretty cool. But we have to build all the way over there first. Oh my goodness. So I guess I'll just start expanding the road at this kind of level here a little bit. So I'm going to, of course, expand it by 2 on each side of the stone just to keep that consistent size. Now I am going to be converting this into slabs because I haven't got many blocks to work with. Stone I don't need to worry about, but the andesite for sure. Just like this. I've put the slab in line with the dirt. So that means I would have to remove this and that. I do need a couple stone slabs. Boom. Beautiful. So obviously I'm going to expand and thicken up the path all the way up eventually. But right now my priority is trying to figure out this area in here. So of course I'm going to turn most of these bricks into slabs because I haven't got many. I'm also going to turn some granite and polished granite into slabs, and I think I'm going to have to move these. I'll just chuck these bad boys over here for now. So this is now our work area, and I'm going to try and dig out an area. Hold on a second right there right now. I need to finish this right there. Boom. This side too. Boom. That's where that will end, okay? Because this is now a more sophisticated area, at least compared to everything else. So we don't really need those guardrails there. But I'm going to dig out a rough kind of path for this kind of brickwork to follow. Thinking something along the lines of this. Roughly this. That might be too thick here. Yeah, I think that's better. Might be a little bit too thin here. So we'll go like that. Yeah, that'll do well. Then I'm going to pretty much just fill in a bunch of bricks and granite in here. Just randomly. Just trying to kind of keep it as random as possible. I've never really used bricks for a floor. I've only recently started kind of using it for roofs like we've done over here, but using it for a floor, I've never actually done that. So this is new. I'm hoping it turns out nice. I might just go and try and pre-fill some of this granite. The thing is, I want it to be mostly brick with less than half being both granite type, if that makes any sense. But it's a little bit hard when there's no blocks on the floor. But I think that's pretty good. Now, obviously, I think it looks a bit weird right now because it's grass, but I also want to use some packed mud, which I have absolutely none of, and I've actually never used on this world. I used it recently on my 100 days on an island video, and I really like how that turned out. And if you guys have been watching recently, you know I'm trying to use some blocks that I don't usually use to kind of just expand my palette a little bit and make some more unique and interesting builds. So I'm gonna need some glass and I'm gonna need some dirt. Thankfully we have an abundance of dirt. Now I am only gonna use 4 stacks because I don't really want to be going crazy on this right now. This is not how I enjoy spending my time. I'm not gonna lie. I have no idea where a mangrove biome is, so this is kind of my only option. Oh, that was a cactus. I thought there was a mob attacking me. But I literally have to place the dirt down, use a water bottle to turn that dirt into mud. I then need to break all of that mud. I then need to grab myself a bunch of wheat and then use 1 wheat and 1 mud to create 1 packed mud. So yeah, this is gonna take a while. I'm gonna come and do this over here. Actually, this isn't a smart idea. The grass is gonna grow. What am I thinking? You know what, while I'm here, I'm gonna harvest this entire farm just like that, chuck away the seed, then I'm gonna fly all the way back to the beach, and I'm gonna use the beach as the kind of area where I'm gonna turn all of this mud into regular mud. Just placing it down like this. Oh my days, come on man, I'm doing a demonstration, bro. Oh my god, we've got no food as well. Oh my days. I wish there was an easier way to do this. Why is there a random grass block there? That's definitely an Enderman. And then, of course, harvest all that mud. I swear, there has to be an easier way to do this. This seems so silly and so inconvenient. Literally for a stack and 12. That is wild. Oh my days. I'm just gonna have to keep going back and forth just doing this until I have all of these stacks of dirt done. I guess I'll see you guys in a minute. I found the best way to do it. So I just placed down the dirt like that, water bucket like this, and then boom, very simple. I guess that's the quickest way to do it. But we got all of these stacks now, but I don't have enough wheat. But thankfully for us, we have a bunch of different wheat farms to choose from. And thankfully this one is pretty big, but it's not even our biggest one, so I don't think we have to worry about having enough wheat. And once again, just throw out the seeds, then throw the mud in with the wheat, and boom, we have a bunch of packed mud. As simple as that, even though we're now on day 585. Oh my goodness. Now I'm going to use a mix of packed mud and mud brick, and I'm going to remove all the grass and pretty much just place this in exactly like this. And I think this looks really nice. I think it matches the bricks. The green in the grass is just a little bit too green, and considering this is a more built up area, I definitely think this makes a lot more sense. I mean, just have a look at that. That looks so good. Oh yeah, that is looking pretty swell. Now I don't know what I'm gonna put here. I'm thinking kind of like some tables and chairs maybe, or maybe like even a statue like right here. Maybe that's a good idea. So let me grab some polished tuff. I'll grab a couple polished tuff stairs, maybe some slabs as well, and let's see what I can come up with here. Maybe kind of like a design like this. Now I'm gonna have to move this forward a tiny bit. Okay, I'm gonna need 4 more, but that's okay. Just like this. Oh yeah. This will be like the base of the statue. I think that fits really nicely into that corner there. And for the middle, I'll just use normal tuff. I think that looks sick. Then maybe like a statue out of white, like quartz or something. I'll see what I can come up with. I'll have to go into creative and do some testing, because there's no way I'm gonna be able to come up with a statue in survival. Oh my goodness. But I'll see what I can come up with, and we'll do that later. But for the blocks underneath, you know for sure I'm going to be taking all these, because this is literally brown gold right here. I am not going to let any of these mud bricks go to waste. You know how difficult they are to get? Oh my goodness. Yeah, I think that's hectic. And then we can do something similar maybe on the other side. We'll find that out later. And I'm thinking maybe like a couple chairs and tables around here, maybe. With that statue, I think it'll be very nice. But we can figure that part out later. But I definitely need to expand this road a little bit. Man, we don't have many brick, but I know I have a couple more smelting that should be fully smelted by now, but I don't think it's much. Oh, I do need this to curve that way a bit more. So I think I'm going to have it come through here and then up through here. I'll explain why very soon, don't worry. I have an awesome plan. At least I think it's awesome. So here we have it. It's looking a little bit better now. So obviously the road will come through here, then curve up through here, then go straight through something over here. No, hold on. I think that's too far over. This probably needs to be about here, roughly. So I guess let me get rid of all of this. Oh my goodness. Oh my god. What the hell? My friend came out of nowhere. Oh my days. But see that reaction time though. That's pretty sweet, mate. Pretty sweet. You know, I guess this is the downfall of not doing what everyone else does, that creative planning stuff. That's why you shouldn't really compare any of your builds to anything the YouTubers do, because they literally build everything in creative. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but if you build something in creative, it is 100 million times easier than if you try and do it in survival. But the downfall of building everything in survival with no plan is that you're gonna have to kind of rip things up every now and again if you don't think it looks exactly how you were planning. But I think that's really spot on. Now the reason I've done it like that is because I want to build a cool building. I want to build something different. So this is going to be a building with a path through it. Now I'm thinking it should be pretty wide, but this should also still be just one level, and then it should go up at the end like this. This is kind of what I'm envisioning. So then this will come out this way as well, roughly 5 blocks. You know what? We might as well go there too. And you know what? I'll do another one. Boom. Being a bit adventurous today. This is going to be a pretty big building. I'm just going to do the exact same thing on the other side too. I want this building to kind of be like a dividing range between what we're building over here and what I guess will be over there in the future, to kind of separate the two sides. I'm not sure how we're going to do I'm not sure how I'm going to do the sides just yet. So I'm kind of thinking of leaving it like this. Might go another one and then down this way as well. But I'll make this one a little bit thinner. Kind of like that, I think. Surely that'll be okay. I'm really trying to make this building a pretty unique shape. So I think for this one, I'll go like that. And then I'll have a very similar thing I did on the other side, just like this. Oh man, this is a huge building. Holy camole. Is that too big? I guess we'll find out shortly. I think this could turn out alright. Now I do need to grab some meat. Thankfully it's not too far away. Well, I have a lot less meat than I originally thought I had. But in all honesty, this is coming together pretty nicely. I do kind of wish this was down a little bit more, but I'm not sure. I think that could be okay. Just because I'm worried that this gap here, I don't know what I'm going to put in here, but I'm sure we'll figure that out. Maybe I'll change the shape of this a little bit. Maybe what I'll do, I'll dig this out and I'll kind of expand it like this. And then I'll dig this dirt back ever so slightly. That does mean I'm going to have to do a little bit of adjusting, but that's fine. I'm going to have to remove all of this anyway, so I might as well change this to the packed mud. Oh my good lord, we are just about out of this stuff already. Oh my days. But I do really like how that looks. I think that looks pretty swell. Pretty groovy, mate. If we look at it so far, it's coming along pretty nicely. Obviously, we've not done much. We've just kind of added a path, changed the grass to some packed mud, and kind of planned out this big building here, but I still have no idea how this is going to look. It's literally just a template right now, and I don't like how much bricks there was here, so let's change that. Same here. Why is there so much in a line? That's not right, mate. There we go. I am going to need a whole lot more packed mud and mud brick. As much as it looks great, it's rough. It's definitely rough using all this stuff. Man, I keep changing the shape of this mountain. Is there such thing as packed mud slabs? No, I'm pretty sure there's mud brick slabs, but it would have been cool if there was packed mud slab. But that's all right. So far, so good, but I'm definitely going to need a lot more packed mud. So I think the best thing to do for that is to just go crazy making packed mud, which this seems to be the best way to do it, to be honest with you. Oh my goodness, I just got rid of my dirt. That's annoying. I did get 52 mud though, which is literally more wheat than I've got, so I guess that's not too bad. But it barely made an impact. Oh my goodness gracious me. Okay, I'm going to spend the next however long it takes to get enough packed mud and a lot more spruce logs so I can at least get like a kind of structure set up for this building so we can have a bit more idea of how it's going to look. So I'll see you guys in a second. And ladies and gentlemen, just like that, I believe I have everything that I need. This whole packed mud thing is a very good thing for us because we have invested a lot of time in building big, beautiful wheat farms. We have them literally everywhere. We have like 7 or 8 different sets of wheat farms just throughout our entire build. So it's nice to finally have a little bit of a reason for all of those farms that we made. I also got a bunch of dark oak logs because I know for sure that I'm going to need them. Now, for the structure of this build, I'm going to just kind of build the outline. I want the middle part to be pretty tall, so we're going to go 6 blocks high, which seems pretty tall, but it will make a lot more sense once we have it kind of built up a little bit more so I can show you exactly what I'm planning. I think this will be the tallest I've ever built a building. Like out of all the buildings in our world, this is definitely going to be the biggest, which is, I guess, very fitting because we are moving towards what we're going to be building up, a huge built up area. So I guess the very first building in that is valid to be big for sure. So I'm thinking about 6 blocks, but then I want these sides to be 1 block lower. So it gives a bit more significance to this middle part, which is going to be a passageway. So you're going to be able to walk from this area here right underneath the middle of this huge building to another area over here. But this is also going to be where you enter the 2 sides of the building, which is going to be more of like a community thing. It's not like a building for one person. It's more like a community building where there's going to be like shops and stuff, I'm thinking, because obviously this is going to be a market area. So this is going to be like just, I guess, a community spot to hang out and trade and, I don't know, do things. So these ones are only going to be 5 blocks high, which is pretty normal for me. I usually make buildings this tall. And just in case you didn't notice, of course, I'm going to be stripping all of these spruce logs down. Now, I did only get just over 6 or 7 stacks of spruce logs. I'm hoping it's going to be enough. I'm not sure. I have no idea how many logs we're going to be using. We're already burning through them pretty quick. And there we go. Now, for these bits out here, they're going to be the same height as these ones, but of course they're thinner. They're only 3 blocks wide rather than 5. So there's one on this side and there's also going to be one on that side. So the same height, but obviously just a little bit thinner. And there we go. That's the first level all kind of marked out. Of course, I just need to go ahead and strip all of these pillars here, just like that. And if we have a look at it from the sky, you can see it is a pretty large building. So I'm hoping it's not going to look too funky. Like, this is definitely the largest building we've ever made. I think the horse stable is probably the closest in terms of size. Like, this thing was pretty huge as well. But yeah, this thing is enormous. I am going to quickly make up some spruce slabs just so I can kind of give myself a way to get up here. I just need to figure out where to put it. I think here will be nice. I think here will be good. I'm not 100% sure this might be removed, but at least for now, it's going to be the way that we get up here. Now for this topper, I'm going to go pretty simple. I'm going to quickly connect this one here, and then I'm going to go up on all corners by 5 like this, and then connect them through. But obviously this middle one's raised a little bit, so it's going to be 1 block higher. It's going to be the same height, but obviously it's 1 block higher down there, so it's going to be the same up here. And then I'll pretty much connect this all the way through. Oh, we got a zombie trying to get us, and boom, dead. 1 shot kill, mate. Oh my days, he didn't stand a chance. Not a chance in the world, guys. He's gone. I killed the zombie and now all of his friends are coming. What on earth? Look, they're even coming from over there. What's going on? Oh my days. I'm gonna have to do something I never thought I'd have to do. Look at them coming. Oh my days. Bam, 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 oh, bam, bam. We got smite 4 on the sword, so those zombies never stood a chance. Anyway, I'm going to do the same thing on this side. It's going to be pretty much just a big square, I guess. We'll see how it turns out. And there we go. Now we got the second level done. There's going to be 1 final level up here, but this is already humongous. So what I'm thinking is having kind of like an open area. So it's not really going to be a building or kind of a closed in level. It's going to kind of be like a rooftop thing. So I'm going to build this up once again, 5 block, and then kind of just connect this middle section. I know this is super, super, super tall, but I'm not going to put a huge kind of staircase roof on. I'm going to use slabs for this one. So it kind of brings the height down a little bit because, oh my goodness, look at all these mobs. Oh my days. I have no idea why there's so many mobs up here all the time now. But yeah, I'm going to put just a slab roof on here because otherwise this thing's going to be absolutely mental. It is already humongous. Like, this is slightly ridiculous, I'm not going to lie. There's got to be so many work health and safety violations with me building this right now. This is insane. If I fall off here, I'm not breaking a bone, I'm breaking my face. But anyway, I got to try and strip all these here logs right there right now without breaking any legs because that would suck. And it's going to take another week to get this video out if I break a leg. Oh my days. Oh, we've been invaded. Oh my goodness, look at all these monsters. I just critical hit every single one of them. Don't even try me, bro. Oh, the creeper wants some now. Give you all you can get, mate. I've become a master of just critical hitting these guys, I'm not gonna lie. When I started this world, that was definitely not the case. But because I'm kind of being forced to fight them out through the nights because we don't skip any night if you haven't realized. But because I don't skip the nights, I feel like it's definitely improving my skills, that is for sure. Like, even just trying to survive, I feel like in the last 300 days, like between day 300 and 588, there's been a lot less close call. Like, I'm definitely getting a bit more of a grip on this thing, even though our armor is literally the same as it was on day 100. But now let's have a look at this. It's kind of the oh my goodness, that is big. That is humongous. Yeah, I don't really know what to say. That is okay. It's something. It's definitely something. Oh my goodness, what have I done? What am I doing to myself? This is ridiculous. Okay, so there is obviously a whole lot of work to do here. That is undeniable. I'm going to just build the exact same staircase right above it. So we're going to go like this, start building out this floor here. Then I'm going to start the exact same thing literally right above it. I feel like that makes the most amount of sense. I'm just hoping it's going to work because I have no idea how I'm going to be building the insides here. So this could literally be taken away. This literally might not work. I'm hoping it does, but I have no clue. But at least now I can kind of access this top level here. So I can at least get the build kind of started. Ooh, I'm also going to kind of remove these logs and put some slabs in here because this is going to kind of be how you move up to here. I only have 57 spruce logs left after everything I just built, so we're definitely probably gonna need to get more, but for now we should be okay to at least kind of fill this in. But I'm pretty sure this is how I'm gonna have this top level. This is kind of the vision I've got. So there's gonna be all open up here, kind of like a community area. I don't know how I'm going to detail that, but I guess we'll find out later. Right now, the most important part is obviously just doing the outsides, but I do have to fill in the roof, or I guess the floors, so I can do that, because otherwise that's going to be a nightmare. I guess I'll do the same thing on the lower level with the slabs. Oh my goodness, we're already out of the slabs once again. That's crazy. I should also grab some torches because I really don't want to be fighting any mobs. Thankfully, I got a bunch of coal in there. And a bunch of sticks from mining all of those trees before. So I just placed enough torches to make sure no scary monsters spawn. Because to be honest with you, if a creeper explodes in here, I'm probably going to cry. But hey, at least we can walk around here now. This is definitely the first building where I've absolutely finished all the kind of floors for the higher levels before really doing anything else. So that is fantastic. Must be learning or something. Now, if you're new here, I know you're probably wondering, why are we building like this? No one else builds like this. What are you doing? Well, that's because everything I build is freehand. I don't do any creative planning. I don't build things in creative first and then just build that in survival. I feel like that kind of ruins the point of survival. That's literally just creative mode with extra steps, because building in survival with limited resources is a lot harder than having access to literally every single block. Like for example, look at this. We just ran out of spruce. We are so close. Now that's literally just a personal preference for me. I feel like it ruins the entire purpose of building in survival, because building in creative is just like 100,000 times easier. And I guess there's nothing wrong. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with the YouTubers that do that, but I just don't like that style. And that's probably why my builds are very simple, but I like it that way. This is all built kind of as we go, which is why this looks so funky right now. I have no idea how I'm going to fix that, but that's the fun of the game. You know, I love giving myself a bit of a challenge, kind of just whacking a bunch of blocks down and trying to figure it out myself. But that's why this building looks so wacky right now, and this is probably something you've never seen before, or at least in a hardcore series. I don't know. Maybe you have. Maybe I'm just wigging out and I'm just yapping. But I have to figure out how to do this now. So I'm probably just going to go ahead and chuck a bunch of placeholders down in these walls. I'm of course going to be using the stone and stone bricks on the bottom floor. And I'm thinking wool and quartz on the top level. I did that in my previous 100-day video where I survived on an island, and I really like that, so I want to do that again. So I'm going to be chucking some wool and quartz up there and a bunch of stone down here. While I'm doing the time lapse, I'm also going to just try and fill in the rest of this grass and maybe add in some trees. I want trees here and a tree here, and just trying to fix up this entrance because it feels really awkward right now. There's probably going to be a garden sticking out here a little bit and some kind of gate to signify that you're exiting the main road and entering into this market area. So hopefully I can get this thing looking a little bit better. I might do the roof as well. I guess we'll find out in a second. So I'll see you guys after the time lapse. And ladies and gentlemen, this project is taking a lot longer than I initially expected, but it is coming along so nicely. I mean, this place is looking so much better. It's still got a whole lot to do. For the roof, I'm probably going to be using some tough blocks. I haven't used that for anything, so I think that's going to be interesting to see how it looks. And I got this little statue, which I think looks pretty cute. I built this in a creative world, so I didn't make this freehand. So yeah, there was no way I was going to be able to come up with this unless I was building in creative. So I built it in a creative world first, and then I rebuilt it here. So that's something I need to tell you guys. Everything else though was built freehand. These trees, pretty much I just use a bit of soul sand at the bottom, then a bunch of spruce, and then some dark oak logs at the top. And I kind of just build out some leaves that are like 6 blocks at the bottom, and then as it gets up, it goes down to 3 blocks at the top. And I just kind of try and make it look as random as possible. And I chuck these little flower pots on top, and I think it gives a nice little bit of detail. Without the flower pots, it looks weird. But I'm in a little bit of a situation. I need a bunch of honeycomb for the copper trapdoors for the windows, but I literally only have 2 beehives way down there. So in order for me to really get this thing popping, it's gonna take a little bit of time. I had no idea I could craft them like this. That is so cool. Oh my days. That's really good to know. I honestly had no idea you could craft a copper trapdoor and honeycomb into wax copper. That is fantastic. That's the best news I've ever heard. Not gonna lie. But I'm slowly getting these copper trapdoors in here. It's going to take a long time. I don't even know if we're going to be able to do this before day 600. Sounds like such a big number. Oh my days. 600, that's wild. But I'm going to do my best to get these things in here. But yeah, I don't know if I'm going to get it all done. And if you manage to get a glimpse of me cutting down some more trees, I was completely out of spruce logs, but I ended up getting a bunch more now. So we're good. And I also ran down and got a bunch of lecterns, which if you saw me build the fishing dock, you'll know where I'm going to go with this. So I love using lecterns in this way. I think it looks really, really nice. So let's go up to the very top, and I'm going to pretty much just lay them down in a line like this with some oak trapdoors on top. From the inside, look, it looks a little bit funny. But if I quickly do the whole front real quick, just like this, we have a look at that. It gives a really nice kind of look. It looks like a unique fence, and I like that design. So I'm going to use this for the entire top. Hopefully I have enough lecterns because I don't know if I have any books left. I'm out of oak trapdoors, but fingers crossed. It looks like we're definitely going to have enough lecterns. Yeah, look at that. 5 to spare. That's beautiful. I will need some more oak logs, which I guess I can just start taking out some of this forest here. It needs to go in the future anyway, so I might as well. I'm going to grow up some birch logs. I'm just going to grab all the trees over here until I have enough oak logs, because I do need to use a little bit of birch for detailing the house using buttons and maybe some birch signs as well. I'm not sure yet. All right, that should be enough. Man, this place is looking so good. Oh my days. I'm gonna do my best to make this the best area I've ever decorated. I'm gonna try and go all out on this entire thing. I'm so excited, guys. Okay, I might have made a little bit too many oak trapdoors. I have no idea why I made that much, but yeah, we've got them now, so I might as well try and use them somewhere. It seems like I literally only needed like 10 or something. That's crazy. The sun is already setting again. Oh my days, we're going to run out of time so fast. I might as well just chuck in a couple oak trapdoors around here. And of course, now we've got a bunch of spruce trapdoors. I can go ahead and chuck them on the outskirts. This is going to be kind of like shutters for the windows. I use this a lot. I think it looks nice. Just a little bit of extra detail, I guess. There's no windows here, but I guess I can make it look like the shutters are closed. Same here. And I think that is it. Yep, that's all the sides done. For the shutters at least. So let me empty my inventory so I can have a little bit more structure in here. Now I'm going to make up a bunch of birch buttons because I'm going to be placing these around the outsides. I think it's a nice little detail just to add in. I think it looks bloody splendid, mate. I might actually add a little bit of green in there. I feel like it's a little bit too bland. So how I do that is I'm going to grab some spruce leaves and use the oak trapdoor, and I'm going to place it like that with leaves on top, and I'll try and get some signs to place there too. I think that'll look really nice. But apart from that, I'm just going to go ahead and place a bunch of random birch buttons around. I just think it's a nice, super unique little detail that adds a little bit of oomph to the house. You know what I mean? Like, just have a look at that. It's very minor, but oh my days, this fella just, oh my days, what was that? That fella literally just climbed onto the roof somehow. That was crazy. I do need to figure out these lanterns. I do have iron, thankfully, so I can go ahead and make up a bunch of lanterns. And thankfully, these lanterns are going to fit perfectly on each of the faces, which is going to light the building up very nicely. I mean, have a look at how perfect that is. Every single one of them. That was unintentional, but I'm not complaining, guys. I'm not complaining at all. Oh, he's got a sword. I do not need to be hit by this fella. I mean, just look at that. That looks so good. Oh my goodness. That is beautiful, mate. I guess I better hang some from here too, because it's a bit dark. Yeah, have a look at this. This thing's coming together nicely. Now, the next thing I need to do is use this tuff to make a bunch of polished tuff slabs and some, oops, not tough brick stairs. Oh my days. And some tough brick slab. Now, I'm going to eliminate this creeper real quick. Oh, he almost busted everywhere. That was crazy. That was insanely close. So, the slab roofs is the very top roof up here, so I'll start with this one. I guess this could technically be the most important one. I'm just going to use a mix of both. Mostly the polished, but a little bit of brick in there. Never hurt nobody. And I think that's a pretty nice look. It's not as dark as the deep slate, but it's nice. I really like that. Now, I'm not going to have enough for this, but I'm still going to give it a go. Sure, that's good. I do still have more tough though, so we're not completely out of luck yet. Okay, let's try that. I don't want to make too many slabs because if I make too many, then that means that's less stairs that I can make. And there's not really much more for the slabs to do. Just this roof here, that's it. So I only need 14 more. Okay, so that will be enough, hopefully. Man, this place is looking so good. Considering how big this place was, I'm pretty happy with how this is turning out. Oh, actually, while I'm up here, I do need to place some spruce slabs on top of each of these. Just real quick. Boom. Okay. How did I forget this? My goodness. Now I'm going to need more. Yep, I need 2 more. My goodness, that's annoying. I'm also going to quickly grab this stuff so I can quickly finish that roof while I'm up there. So boom, boom. Very nice. And boom, 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 boom. And then one more over on this side. Boom, 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 boom. There we go, guys. Oh my goodness gracious me. I'm just loving how this thing is coming together. Now I just need to do this side as well. So instead of running back and forth, I'm going to bring the stone cutter with me this time. Now I'm really hoping that we have enough here because the last thing I want to do is go mining for tough. And I think we should be good. This is looking pretty promising. I literally just need to do this little bit here. Oh, this is for sure going to be sweet. 100%, ladies and gentlemen. Oh yeah. Now quickly fill this bit in here. Very nice. Then we got this side over here. Boom. And then I think there's a little bit on the very top. Yeah, right here. Boom, boom, boom. Very nice, ladies and gentlemen. I can't believe how good this looks. I think this looks so good. But the hard part is coming up very fast, decorating this entire area. I don't really know how I'm going to build all these markets, especially in literally 5 days or less than 5 days now. Oh, I don't have my shears. I literally just put them away. That's annoying. Dude, look how good that looks. That is so sick. And it's going to look better when we have a bunch of stores in the middle. I'm so happy with this, guys. But we got a little bit more honey, so I can add in a couple more windows. I want to make sure I do the entire front first. I feel like that's definitely a priority. So that's the front done now. Beautiful. Now I just got to start working my way around the rest of it. Now, before I forget, and before we start moving on to this area here, I need to fix this. This is way too square. So I'm going to do that by adding in some stairs and trapdoors just like that. Very simple. I'm going to do that right all the way through on all 3 of these little section bits, and that just makes that look so much better. But we're definitely not done with this inside part. I want to work on that a little bit later. I want to start working on this middle part because I have no idea how we're going to get this thing looking good. But I know kind of the main ones I'm going to build. I've built these before. So of course, underneath all the blocks, I'm making sure to collect the packed mud just because of how annoying it is to get. And I still need to fill in this entire area over here. So I want to make sure I collect whatever I can. So this will be 1. Then I guess I'll put 1 in here. Sorry, Mr. Grass. Oop, I forgot to collect this fella. Then I can have 1 here. I'll need to adjust this slightly, but a little bit of terraforming never hurt nobody. I mean, I guess unless you're an ant, that probably hurt. But boom. Then I do want another one up here as well. Probably right here. But in order to do that, I'm going to have to raise this land a bit. No, hold on. This needs to move. Oh my goodness. So to be here, we might be able to get this to work somehow. I know this looks really weird right now, but I think it'll make more sense once we get these things up a bit. We've got a nice little spot in the middle, which you can't really get to unless you walk through the shop. So I think I could put like a nice tree in here or something, but I'm definitely going to need to do a little bit of raising of the land just to get this to kind of match. I'll also place in some stripped oak logs for the floor in here. Now I do that for each of them, but that does mean I need to get a little bit more log. That means probably fighting a couple monsters down here. Oh my days. Oh my days. Oh my days. Oh my days. Oh my goodness. These fellas just jumping out of nowhere. That's just not cool, man. Alright, we got a little over 3 stacks, which should be enough for now. Oh my days, there's mobs everywhere. Man, I love these trees. They look so good. But anyway, I should be able to get these things going now. I should have enough logs for that. So these only need to go up by 1 more, so they're 2 high each. Oh my goodness, we have so many random blocks. This is becoming an issue. I have just 1 dark oak trapdoor. Is there somewhere I can put this? Oh yeah. Boom. There we go, an extra slot. Beautiful. Now I am going to need some wool, and thankfully our wool farm is literally right here. Nice and convenient. So I'll chop up a bunch of this white wool. 55 should be sufficient. Oh, I got an extra one just in case. No, no, no. Man, I hate, and I mean hate with a passion, baby zombies. There's nothing I hate more. But anyway, I'm going to grab 4 unique colors of the other wool. So 15 should be enough. I'm going to use some magenta. And then I need to figure out how to get out of this place. If I use my elytra, usually I can jump over. Okay, that's not working today. Oh my goodness. You know what? I'm lazy. No, no, no. Oh my days. Might as well grab some blue. Thank you. Some green will go nicely. Okay, 2 sheep escaped. That's fine. What am I going to do about it? Not much. And of course some red. Okay, now we got enough. So I'll of course start with the red design. So I place it like that, then I go like this around the edges and then fill in the top like this. It's a very, very simple design. And I know right now that looks really funky, but we're not finished with it. So we then grab a bunch of these thingy-majiggies and we surround it by fences. As always, I always do this. This makes the logs look a lot nicer. At least I think so. Then we're going to place in stairs and trapdoors with some slabs like that. Extremely simple. Like it doesn't get more simple than this, guys. But sometimes simple is best. And it's just like that. I think it's a... Oop, I forgot this side. Oh my days. Boom. Beautiful. I think it's a very nice design. It's probably not the best. I'm sure there's much better designs out there, but I like this one and it's easy to build and it fits in well, I think. So I'm of course going to go ahead and do that for the other ones as well. Just like that. Oh my days. We have all the 4 colors and I guess you can kind of now see pretty well how this thing's going to be looking. I feel like this one needs to be moved over one. I feel like it's out of place. Or no, because I can add something here. I think that'll be nice. Forget I said anything. But of course I got to add in all the spruce stuff, which I don't have much spruce. I'm gonna have to chop another tree, which I'm gonna do down here because I can't be bothered fixing up all the podzol. And with some movie magic, of course, you guys see a tree right now, but as quickly as that, the tree is gone. And we got the logs. Oh my days, barely even a second for you guys. That right there is movie magic. Can't get over how big this place is. Oh my days. So now we have the stuff. Let me go ahead and chuck it all in on all the sides real quick. And with that, we have all 4 major market stores in the middle added in. So they just need to be detailed now. Oh, not these fellas. So I've gotten rid of a bunch of stuff I'm obviously not going to be wanting to collect, so I can have a lot more space in my shulker boxes. Just I guess a little bit of spring cleaning. Just making sure I collect my honey. Thank you very much. I'll be back, Mr. Beast. Oh, this looks cool with the market stores in there. Oh my days. I'm slowly getting enough waxed copper trapdoors to get the whole thing filled in. That's pretty much the whole front now filled in with the copper trapdoors, but there's still so much more that we need. So I'm going to go through and try and add in a bunch of smaller kind of stores around the edge and try and detail this entire area over here up and see if we can get enough mud to fix up this area from just changing some of the blocks here. I mean, we already got 48 extra, which is going to put a pretty big dent in the area over here, thankfully, but it is still not enough. Getting very close though, very, very close. I might end up putting a line of bricks through here, to be honest, so that'll take up a little bit of space, thankfully. But I'm gonna get a whole bunch of random blocks from my storage, whatever I can get my hands on, and start detailing up around the edges and adding in a bunch of random stuff to make this place look a little bit better, because right now it's pretty empty. We have to make this entire area look like an actual active market. And we're just starting day 597, so we are running out of time very fast. So we got to get cooking. So enjoy the time lapse. And ladies and gentlemen, I have finally completed this area. I mean, just look at this. I am amazed with what we were able to do. This place is absolutely beaming with details. I do need to get rid of the torches, but I mean, just look at this. I am so happy with how this turned out, not gonna lie. I was honestly just placing random things and just trying to bring things together, and I think it worked out pretty well. Now there is a couple things I need to do before we finish. I need to add some doors onto the backhand sides of these, and to do this I'm just going to use some trapdoors, so then it looks just like that. Even just walking through here is so awesome. This place looks so hectic. Man, I'm going to have to go and grab some more spruce trees just to finish this little bit up, but that's alright, mate. Okay, I'm pretty sure that will be enough. So I'm going to turn half of that into trapdoors, and fingers crossed that will give us enough to finish up these doors down here. Just like that. Look at that. I think that looks cool. And I'll just place in these trapdoors. I'll just place in these spruce slabs at the front just to get rid of that grass there. Just like that. And I guess I can hang a lantern from the front as well. I used so many random blocks. I absolutely pillaged my entire chest system to get all the things we've got in there now. I also grabbed any extra sets of armor that I got from killing things and just finding them and just added them in. I think it's made a really nice colorful touch. Now I do want to add a couple azaleas into these things here because it seems a little bit too weird for me. There's not enough details in here. I'm almost certain azaleas are going to give us exactly what we're looking for. I just have to get them, of course. Now for the interiors of all the buildings in this world, I'm planning on doing an entire go through on day 1000 and just go through every single building in this world and add absolutely decked out interiors to all of them. I think that'll be really fun, being able to go through and get every single one of these buildings to have an actual interior with villagers walking around as well. But we need to get this world a little bit more filled out first. I'll end up spending probably 100 whole days on just decking out interiors because I'm gonna need to get a bunch of these blocks that you can see all around me, because the hardest thing I think was just finding these blocks. If I can get multiple shulkers of all of these blocks, I think it'll be so easy to go through all of the interiors and just absolutely deck them all out. Now the national flower for our kingdom is going to be the cornflower. So you're going to see these cornflowers absolutely everywhere. And the color is blue. That's why I've gone with the cornflower. So blue and white is going to be our flags, which I've used around these markets. And as we get further into the kingdom, you're going to see that color more and more, especially when we get to the flags at the kingdom way back in the back. But man, this place looks so good. There's so much in here. I really love how it's turned out. Now to finish off those buildings real quick, I'm going to grab up some birch logs and I'll go to one of the many crafting tables around this area, just craft up a bunch of trapdoors and a couple more birch stairs. Now I want to create like this kind of vendor here, and I'll add a bit of andesite as well. I don't know why I haven't done that already here, but this is now a nice little vendor, and I do still need to get all the honey for all these windows. That's going to take a while, but then I'm going to do a similar thing with the trapdoors here, but you'll be able to walk into this one. Then this is like a big door, I guess, so I'll put it like that. That's alright. There's still mobs walking around. I don't know why. Oh, this place is pretty dark. I guess that makes sense. Gonna use a bunch of brown concrete powder in here with some mud and a couple mud bricks like that. Add a little bit more light in, and I think that's pretty good. I do need to change the floor in here. This looks weird. But there we go. That's the floor now done. And honestly, I'm so happy with this place. I'm going to put some before and afters on the screen, which you can see right now of this area before we did anything and what it looks like now. And the difference is absolutely insane. This entire place just looks so much better, and it's nice to be able to finally have the top part started. Now we can much more easily expand up here and start getting this place looking a lot better. And we are on day 602, so I accidentally went a little bit over, but you know, it's not the end of the world. I wanted to make sure I did this properly and not rushed it. And now we've got this incredible market to walk through. Oh my days, I'm so happy with how this turned out. I think it looks so good. Now I have to figure out where all this stuff goes. That's going to be a lot of sorting. That's going to take a little bit of time, I'm not going to lie. But that is not important right now. We are currently sitting on day 602, so we're running a little bit late. There's two things I need to do. Not that. Oh my days. How did I land like that? Oh my goodness. How lucky is that? Right on top of a trapdoor in between the slabs, the lanterns. Oh my goodness. I have no idea how we didn't, first of all, die. Guess that's lucky that it's only a level 1 rocket now. I used to run level 3 rockets, but I kept almost literally dying because I'd fly into a side of a mountain or something and just keep flying and almost dying, which is dangerous. So these level 1 rockets are a lot better for my clumsy hands. But I need to quickly empty up these shulker boxes here because I'm going to need them. I'm going to dump absolutely everything into these chests just like that. And I'm going to grab my super overpowered netherite pickaxe and head towards our end portal. Because if you guys remember, I said that I was going to start taking big chunks out of the end portal area every single episode. But I didn't actually do that on episode 27. I completely forgot. So I need to make up for that right now. Now I'm going to do this entire section just to square this bit off. And this is finally going to make this thing seem so much bigger. And it's so cool how we can see that from the top now. That is amazing. Thankfully, these pickaxes make absolute quick work of this. Now, in my world, I don't do any TNT duping or any glitches like that, which is why I like to use a mod that gives me a little bit more powerful tools. I enjoy mining and, you know, it can be peaceful sometimes. I don't want to be doing those TNT glitches and dupes and playing the game how it isn't supposed to be played. You can achieve instant break without the super high enchant. All you need is efficiency 5 and a haste 2 beacon and you can instantly break stone. But that's just super inconvenient. So I'd rather get super awesome tools and have something extra to grind for. And that is our very first shulker box full to the max. And we finally reached Deep Slate. Beautiful. Oh, and we found diamonds. Beautiful. 16. That's exactly what we like to see. And now we are pretty much done with another section of this end portal. Beautiful. Man, we're really opening this place up. Now I just need to do the exact same thing on the other side. Oh my days. All right, let's go and do my favorite part of every single 100 days. And that is, of course, making the next map. By far my favorite thing. We can finally see how this entire world has changed over the last 100 days. With that recent addition, we can finally see a huge building and some resemblance of civilization as we fly towards our base now. Previously, there was literally nothing because everything is on the other side of the mountain, but we finally made our way to the very top. And doesn't this just look absolutely groovy? Oh yeah, and a little fly through. That's cool. That was amazing. Now, before I do anything, I know for sure I'm going to need some iron. I've got a little bit here. That's definitely not going to be enough. So I'm going to drop everything else off and quickly re-empty these shulker boxes. You know, doing that little bit of excavation every episode does keep our resources topping up very nicely, especially all the ores. We got quite a lot that time. So I'll quickly dump the shulker boxes back, which I actually need to get more of, definitely, very soon. And I'm gonna start hunting for some iron. Where my iron at? Give me all that iron. I ain't got none. Damn. What about in here? Oh, we got some raw iron. That'll do, mate. Let me grab some coal too. Bloody beautiful, mate. Now let's cook up this. Oh, we got bricks too. That's alright. Chuck all that iron in there right now. I feel like I should split it up a little bit more. So let's not be lazy. Let's split it into an extra 3. So we can get this cooking up a bit faster. Boom, boom, boom. We got a little bit of bricks right there. Chuck them bad boys in there. I'm also gonna need that redstone. Bada bing, bada boom. Thank you very much. And I'm pretty sure it's 25. We need 25 compasses. Oh my days. We got 7. That is not gonna cut it. While this is cooking up, I'm gonna go grab up some sugar cane because we need paper. We need all that paper. Just gonna harvest this entire thing because why not? What have we got to lose? Nothing. We have nothing to lose. Except our pride for harvesting sugarcane. This is literally like the easiest auto farm to set up. So I'm probably like literally the only hardcore YouTuber that has to harvest sugarcane manually. Because you can literally set this up on like day 1 if you really wanted to. If you had a fetish for sugarcane, you could get this thing going quick and effectively have pretty much unlimited if you just leave it running while you're doing everything else. But we don't work like that. No, we don't. I can't remember the last time I actually harvested the entire thing, so I feel like it was necessary. All right, let's check on our beef Wellingtons. They should be going pretty well. But the question is, do we have enough beef Wellington? Oh, we got 15 times 6, whatever that equals. We could be onto a winner. Oh yeah, we are. Look at that. I'm just going to make extra because why not? We got 27. That is going to do us very nicely, ladies and gentlemen. Holy camole. Let's turn that sugar cane into paper and just make 27 maps. We got a bunch of paper, which is fantastic because I'm going to need that for rockets. In fact, I got 5 gunpowder here, so I'm going to take that. I'm going to make up a couple so we can stock up a tiny bit because our first map, oh my days. Okay, I shouldn't be showing you that. Oh my days, I'm being naughty guys. I got to save the big grand reveal. Oh, I got to do all this as well. Oh my days. Okay, so this map is the middle one, so I need to go 2 in every direction. This part isn't actually very fun. Seeing the map map done is fun, but getting the maps, yeah, that's a bit tricky. But you gotta do what you gotta do. So I guess I'm probably just gonna do this, and you guys don't have to witness it because the maps are already done in my inventory and also in this barrel. So we've got all of them done. I just need to grab some more glass, which I'm pretty sure I've got a bunch in my base. And I also need a couple torches. Yep, 61 glass, that's beautiful. And 55 torches, also beautiful. Now it is day 604, so I wasn't able to get it done in one day, but it's only the start, so I was very close. Gonna turn all this into glass pane, and then I have to lock all of these maps, but I have to make sure I keep them in order. Then I need to dig this out, throw in some torches, throw down the glass and the item frames, but I'm missing one, so I need to go and grab just one leather. We got plenty here. Perfect spot for the leather, by the way. Unforeseen perfect planning. And I gotta just make one more item frame just like that and chuck these bad boys in here. And now I can add all these maps in. And the very last line, done. Oh my days. Guys, look at that. That is insane. So obviously we finished up this entire river here, which is completely different from what it looked like before. I mean, just look at what this river was before we did all this work. This was before we did anything, and this is now after. Wow. We also made this lake a much nicer lake. You can see right here, it looks really funky, but over here, it's starting to really come together. Obviously, it's still not done. There's still so much we need to do over here and around this entire area. But also, most importantly, this huge market up here. Just look at the difference. This thing looks so nice right there. And it just really makes that whole area seem so much better. I mean, we had this massive grass thing just kind of bordering this area, but it's now completely filled in. Look at that. Oh my days. It's going to be so cool seeing this entire thing come together over all the way towards the edge of the map, because obviously we've been trying to fill in this entire map before day 1000, which is a whole lot of work, but it's coming along very nicely. So now it's time for my favorite part of every 100 days, where I get to do the comparisons of the maps. This is day 100, this is day 200, this is day 300, this is day 400, this is day 500, and finally this is day 600. Man, I really hope that looked cool. I'll find out when I do the edit. I'm also going to need to expand it for the next 100 days to be able to add more maps. Man, this place is going to be so cool. Seeing how this world started 500 days ago on the 100-day map is really cool, because this world has evolved very quickly over time to what we have now. I mean, it is insane. Oh my days. And for what I have planned next time we do a map, the change is gonna be the biggest so far. So stay tuned for that. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. If you're here right now, you're an absolute legend. These full movies enable me to be able to do this full time very soon. And I appreciate you so much for helping me get there, so I can create even more content for you guys. I still work a full-time job, but very soon I'm gonna have a lot more time to be able to put together so many more videos for you all to enjoy. So I appreciate you so much. The best way to support the channel is to leave these videos playing in the background, rewatch them, or just share them with your friends. And for that, I appreciate you so much. But thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, peace out.